button. There we go. So, we're live. Get out there. How's it going? Obviously, I've got Blue and Kirsten here with me. Glad to see you guys are already out there. Okay, now I've got to find this video I said I'd show you. Okay. Now, I was just looking through general ideas of things just to have a stuff, and I came across this one from Flatsoid, which was a mirror of somebody else's, debunking gravity. Well, attempting to. And looks like they're talking about one of your old videos, Blue. So give me a sec, I'll get it up.
Oh, how dare them?
Yeah, well, how dare them without actually talking to you. Would be nice. I don't think there was much in it, except for the usual.
Well, if it's Flatsoid, there's nothing in it.
Yeah. Where's the YouTube? Sean DeBank's Gravity. This one. Have you seen this? Hang on, you're probably a bit better once I make it a bit bigger. So before I play it, does that video look familiar to you?
I don't know. I'm not seeing anything.
Hang on a second. No, you're not. No, you will be if you got my camera on screen.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I was going through your videos to try and find it, but I couldn't find it, so I wasn't sure where it came from. Gas pressure, it says Blue Marble sites, gas pressure without a containment. Okay. Anyway, I was going to say, let's see if you can hear it. Oh, we can't hear it. Nope. Stupid system I got at the moment. Let's try that. No.
Nope.
No. Try another one. It's been a real pain in the neck lately.
Actually, Flatsoid is much better this way.
He probably is. 2.6. I've been having this stupid problem lately. It's really annoying me. Okay, that one didn't work. That one didn't work. Let's try this other one.
Nope.
How can that be? It was working earlier. It's always the way.
Yep.
It's always the way. I can try this. Let's see if this works for me.
Loves to do live streams while I'm live.
There we go.
I can hear that.
Yeah.
I'm just playing through my speakers. So.
Not the most ideal way of doing it, but
claim that gravity is container. Yeah, literally debunked it without even realizing it. Sit back and enjoy the comedy gold.
Space is real, their dome isn't, and their argument is done. Now, unfortunately for them, it's actually pretty easy to disprove that nonsense, and we've done it. The first part of this demonstration was done a few weeks ago in the shop and included in another video, and I'll put a link for that in the comments. But now I've taken it outside where I can demonstrate a much higher gas pressure with a taller pipe.
Container. Pipe is a bucket.
Did you lose sound again?
no.
No? Okay, good. Just checking. Try again.
Let you wind that again.
Pipe is not a pressurized gas vessel. Not a pressurized, not a gas container. Pipe is a bucket.
Does a pipe contain things?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But it's not a pressurized gas container. You dipshit.
And let you wind it once again.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But it's not a pressurized gas container. You dipshit.
It is.
So, a container full?
Yeah, go buy 45 pounds of propane in a bucket. Do that, Flatsoid. Go bring me 45 pounds of propane in a bucket, in a 5-gallon bucket. Do that. Because you know how big a 45-pound gas container is, or 25 pounds. 25-pound gas container. Do that, Flatsoid. Because that's about the size of a 5-gallon bucket, that tank. So go and buy me 25 pounds of gas from a propane dealer, in a 5-gallon bucket. Do that. And then I might take you fucking seriously.
Don't call him stupid, please don't call him stupid. Stupid.
Boy, how do I explain this to you easily, Sean? Yes. Open container, gravity not holding gas in it indefinitely, so therefore, bye-bye gas pressure.
As they're pouring this propane into this 5-gallon bucket, why isn't it containing 25 gallons of propane, Flatzoid? Why isn't it doing that? Maybe because it's not a gas container? God damn, he's dumb.
Okay.
I think they're both dumb.
Both dumb?
Yeah.
I don't think we got much out of that at all. So, I was trying to...
Flatsoid didn't have anything.
No.
Why you didn't get much out of it.
No. Exactly.
And I quickly forget where that argument started. It started with Quantum Eraser and Nathan Oakley and that crowd claiming that you could not have gas pressure without a sealed container. Not open, sealed. And I simply proved them wrong, and it really hurt their feelings.
Oh. Don't hurt their feelings.
They got quite butthurt over the idea that you can definitely hold propane in an open pipe with nothing more than gravity.
And yeah, well, because you were using you're using propane in a pipe without. That's why I was trying to find that video. Hang on a second, let's see if we can, your actual video, because I know you had done it, but I couldn't find which one that was. But basically, you can put propane in a pipe without a pressure, right?
So what now?
You can put propane. Can you put propane in a pipe without pressure?
Well,
Well,
if
that's
you put propane in a pipe, you're going to have pressure.
Yeah, it's a malformed question, Timbo.
Sorry, yes, it is. I'm sort of partway to a couple of things. I've got to admit, I'm trying to resolve a couple of problems and talk at the same time, which is never good.
Yeah, I mean that sort of gets to the root of what the flirts are doing wrong. I mean, they're straw manning our position. I mean, they're saying that we can have gas under any kind of pressure in an open container, and that's not true. There's a limit, of course, to how much pressure you can hold in an open container, but you do have gas pressure in an open container, yes.
Yeah, that was the purpose.
Because I found something else from Flatzoid. Let me see if I can pull that up while I was looking. Basically, this is how much he knows about gas. Ready? Oh yeah, jiggling. I'd called it. Come on. See if I can get this to show up.
Yeah, the whole idea behind that was to show them that you definitely can have gas pressure in an open container, and it will have a gradient just like the atmosphere does.
Mm-hmm.
And there is nothing holding that gas in that container at the top. There's nothing stopping it from leaving. It can go anywhere it wants to. But it doesn't. It sits there.
So I've played this. I don't think it's playing out of context. Let's see.
From not jiggling and not moving anymore. It will always move, and that's what we say the gas has perfect elastic collisions. Because only way it can change direction is if it hits something. It has to collide with something. So no matter what they try and claim you don't need containment for gas pressure, you do, because the gas will require something to be bounced to come back. The mere fact we can breathe is because it's colliding off something to come back.
He just doesn't basically understand mechanics.
No, well, I like the next bit though. You like if it goes to where I think it goes.
But yeah, it's good to have everybody here.
Absolutely. Good to be here, man. Thanks again. Do you know, we've only done an hour. It actually seems longer. Sometimes it goes by quick, and sometimes it seems a bit longer, doesn't it?
Yeah. I blame Mr. Fight.
Hang on.
There's no collisions. You can't have temperature having any gains in pressure. If there's no collisions, you can't have any... actually, you can't do anything. You need a container to have any reading whatsoever of anything. Let's put it that way. So yeah, you definitely need containment to have gas pressure. And the mere fact our atmosphere, as you like putting it, is gas. Thank you, Dalton's law.
Oh, God.
It's all gas. It's a conglomerate of gases, which gives the partial pressures, which gives the total pressure.
I may have gone past it. Sorry.
Not moving anymore. It will always move, and that's what we say. The gas has perfect elastic collisions. You have a difference between gases, liquids, and solids.
I've lost it.
The atoms get stuck in place. They like to be with their friend. The force of attraction.
Basically, what I'm looking for is he's explaining that gas
See,
can
this
only
is the problem
become...
the globes have, this force of attraction of the Earth. And that's based on the topic model with the pairings.
The gas has to be
Now
at
they're saying
Kelvin
that's gravity.
before it stops being
No.
gas.
What's a positive and a negative? That would be magnetic, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
But they would still say, no, that because they just read force of attraction, that means gravity. No, it's nothing to do with gravity whatsoever.
Yeah, well, that's wrong in
Together,
itself
they're
too.
not rolling over each other. They're in a nice pattern, like oranges in a crate.
Like a
In nice
lattice.
organized pattern, all just jiggling in place, but not having enough motion to get loose of their own place and to break the structure down. And that's
A
what I'm
lattice.
describing as a solid. It's ice. It has a structure. If you held the atoms at one end in a certain position, all the rest are lined up in a position sticking out, and it's solid at the end.
But you see, that's what I wanted to get to. That's why you have a difference between gases, liquids, and solids. Okay? Because they always say, oh, but then why can't something that's denser go through a solid? That's why, because the lattice of a solid is structurally bound. That's why you can still get degassing off of things, because you got loose particles inside of something. When it gets degassed, it can just release itself. It's not linked with the lattice. So when you have gas is always jiggling. It can never stop jiggling, because you never get it to 0 Kelvin. That's minus 173 degrees Celsius. You never get that. There's no temperature in reality ever in nature that can reach that. Heck,
Minus
even
173
they struggle to do this man-made to struggle to get that. They can get close, but they can't get it perfectly.
Close flat, so
You
you're going to
can't
miss by
stop a
100.
gas
Yeah.
from not jiggling and not moving anymore. It will always move, and that's what we say. The gas has perfect elastic collisions. because only way it can change direction is if it hits something. It has to collide with something.
There's
So
the
no
straw
matter
man.
what they try and claim you don't need containment for gas pressure, you do, because the gas will require something to be bounced to come back.
We covered that bit, but I don't know if he covered the bit. He was basically saying that the gas only stops if you can get to Kelvin. So the only way you can get a gas to be not a gas is for it to be absolute zero. Because it's sort of like, but that can't
Well,
be right.
yeah.
You know, steam. You know, if you get steam down,
Oh,
it becomes
oh,
water,
oh.
which becomes, you know. Yeah.
all molecular motion ceases if you were to get to absolute zero.
Yeah,
Not
but
quite true. Because it just goes to the lowest possible state at absolute zero.
Right.
It doesn't mean that there's no motion.
no, but it's not a would you say it's a gas at that by the time it's getting down to Kelvin? Sorry, not Kelvin. Absolute zero. Sorry, got mixed up with. Wouldn't be almost everything close to being a solid by the time it gets down to absolute zero?
Not necessarily.
No,
Depends on the bonding between the atoms at that state.
Yeah, but well, definitely I know. Obviously, water is a solid long before that. I suppose there has to be some other things. So hydrogen and other gases, I suppose, are getting down that low, aren't they? And they still become liquid. They become liquid before they get to absolute zero. So, yeah, that was more what I was thinking. Is he just had this idea that gas just didn't seem to have any real concept of gas properly, actually. Anyway, I didn't want to play the whole of that. G'day, Matt. How you going?
Hello, hello. How's everybody?
Not too bad.
Oh, Matt.
Uh,
I wasn't even sure whether you're having a show. I didn't get any notification this morning.
Didn't you? Oh, well, I didn't.
No.
Don't
know why.
About an hour ago, I put it up. So.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I didn't. I just looked through my notifications and it's not on there for some reason. Don't know why.
What's going on here? Having a wonderful day. Things are just not doing what they're meant to be doing. Anyway. So what have you been up to, Matt? Anything
The
exciting?
mere fact we can
Oh,
breathe
shush.
is because it's...
I don't want to listen to you anymore.
Not really. Only I'm kind of. It's something I've been thinking about. I won't go into too much details. Not about the show, but I've been thinking about actually quite a long time to actually start beekeeping.
Okay.
So I'm kind of making inquiries and sort of getting the sort of the very early parts of the ball rolling into starting it next season. So
Okay.
hopefully, sort of in springtime, I might start it up if I can get all the gear in time.
Oh,
Quite
good.
expensive initially, but yeah, bit at a time.
That
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
you do that in just in your backyard, or you got somewhere you got plans for that for?
No, there's a couple of farms quite close near where I, because I live in a town, but it's kind of on the edge of town. But there's a lot of towns in Northern Ireland. It's surrounded by quite a lot of countryside, and there's apple orchards all around. And farmers, they, especially with most crops, obviously they all rely on pollination. So honeybees being the primary pollinator, they kind of love that. So there's a couple of, I've managed to find some contact details of 2 local farms. So hopefully I can keep it on the land. I couldn't do it on my backyard. It's too close to, we're too close together really to annoy neighbours, and there's lots of traffic around the front of a house. So not really very practical. So hopefully we can keep it on some farmer's land somewhere close by with any luck. But we'll see. Before I buy anything, it's the sort of thing I need to get sorted out first, and obviously get knowledge as well before I start buying anything.
No.
Are you doing it just to like sell the honey or more?
Yeah, it's a hobby. I think you just do it as a hobby. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you can sell the honey to subsidise it, because I mean there are costs involved. even ongoing costs. I mean, the initial cost is quite high, but then after that, it's not too bad. But you still need to buy bits and pieces. You might need to buy a new queen from time to time, or you might need to buy a new colony from time to time, different things like that. Bits of equipment and medications if it's for protect them against diseases and things like that. So you can sell your honey and it offsets the costs usually. Usually, quite often within 2 or 3 seasons, you can recover most of the outlay you've already put on, sort of thing. So yeah, but I'm not going to do it as like a serious kind of business or anything like that. But I'll sell the honey and maybe the beeswax or something to subsidize it a little bit. But no, I've
Greetings,
just always been
YouTubers,
interested.
and welcome to episode.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. No, I just think bees are fascinating creatures. I like to read about them and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Anyway, it's not what this show is about. So.
Oh no, you can register.
You got a sensitive trigger figure there, Timbo.
Oh no,
I just
queuing up something for later, and then it was like, oh no. Oh, they won't hear it because my sound's not working. Actually, guess what? Sound was working. I was just queuing up Professor Bell's thing. No, we're just it's not a serious show today, Matt. So yeah, just have a chat.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's just what I've been. That's what I've been doing the last week or so. It's just, it kind of triggered me a little bit because last week I saw a documentary about bees, so it kind of like got me thinking about it again. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to actually start, making some quarries and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
It's big business here when it comes to the pollination season. I mean, especially with the nuts like macadamias and pistachios and stuff like that here. They literally need tens of thousands, if not more than that of beehives.
Yeah,
and there's been a lot of controversy here lately because they've had problems with a disease called varroa mite.
That's right.
And that meant that people from New South Wales couldn't bring their hives into Victoria.
Yeah.
Here, and so they didn't have enough hives to pollinate various orchards and stuff like that. Big problem.
Yeah, the varroa mite is a bit of a problem. Here in Europe and the UK, there was massive problems with that some years ago. I mean, it's a little bit more controlled now. Beekeepers have got different methods of controlling it. You'll always get some varroa mite apparently in most hives, but it's just basically keeping an eye on it and make sure it's at least to a minimum. And then if it gets out of control, then there's various methods you could do to eradicate it. But sometimes it just doesn't work, and it can absolutely decimate a hive completely. Beekeepers I've been talking to, sometimes they've had problems with the varroa through the years, different times as well. So yeah, it's going to happen at some point. Just a case of just controlling it really, but. Yeah, it can cause a lot of problems. There's other diseases as well, not just the varroa mite. There's all sorts of other things and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the biggest one. But also, of course, you got use of pesticides as well as being causing bee populations to dwindle. Not just honeybees, but bumblebees as well. Which are all important for. I've been reading that if even just for one springtime, if there was no active bees just for one spring season, that can have a massive impact on all kinds of crops and cause economic problems, and even some countries could even cause famine potentially, because you don't realize how many crops rely on pollination, and bees being the primary pollinator of a lot of crops. You don't really realize how much of an impact it could have.
Right. Well, the big question is, Matt, how we need to check on the quality of your research. So, tell us, how many tabs on bees have you got open in Google at the moment?
None right now, but I've had about
come on.
Not right now, but last night I had about, I don't know, maybe about 12 or 13, maybe something like that.
Okay.
Have you created a special folder in your favorites for your bee keeping tabs?
Maybe. Maybe. We watch a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. You know, a lot of that, and I've already got a couple of books.
So you're studying at YouTube University?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Wow.
oh yeah.
So obviously it's not your A tab, it's your B tab, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. And I've got the obligatory beekeeping for dummies. That's got to be done. I've got that. Plus I've had a couple of little books about bees and stuff like that, and honey recipes and different things like that. Yeah,
yes,
working on it.
The end product. Yes. And so you got
Well,
the split. What's that? Not called a split hive. What's the Australian invention, Paul, with the split for getting the honey out? Where they offset the racks and it just pours out the side rather than having to pull all the racks out. Oh, what's it called?
I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
Oh, it was a big thing a couple of years ago when it came out because it was pretty innovative.
Oh, the you're talking about an auto. I think they call it auto flow, where you've got a hive where you can actually just turn a handle, open a couple of different things, and actually the honey comes out of the hive directly rather than taking the frames out.
Yeah, Aussie invention. Yeah, it's an Aussie invention for beekeeping.
Yeah, a lot of beekeepers don't like it, and the reason why a lot of beekeepers don't like it is because the whole thing about beekeeping is that you look in your hive quite regularly, apart from the winter time, to check for all kinds of different things. A, that you've got a queen in there that's active, and B, for any diseases and things like that. Because with that kind of hive, it encourages beekeepers not to open the hive. You see what I mean? So that's why the beekeepers I've been talking about, they don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Yeah, I've got it. So it's called a flow hive. That was the one.
Flow hive. That's it. Yeah, that's the one. That's it.
My grandfather kept.
Yeah, you can hear that, can't you? Yeah, good.
Yeah, so you basically just turn a couple of handles, but yeah, no, it's probably better to open the hive and have a look inside, make sure things are working properly as they should be.
Yeah, and that was a big thing when this came out, and they're explaining how. So what it did was it took the hive, which is usually that shape, and then
that's right. That's a frame. Yeah,
and then splits the honeycomb shape into a channel basically, and then it can just flow at the bottom.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, I was just curious if you come across that because it was a bit of hype around it when it came out, and I just hadn't heard about it for a while. So since you brought it up, I thought I'd.
Yeah, I think some beekeepers probably do like it, but the ones that I've been talking to don't like it because of that reason. It's that you want to. The whole idea is you literally to check your frames regularly, especially spring and summertime, to make sure things are going as it. And of course, to see where you are with extracting the honey, whether it's ready or not.
All right, yeah. Well, according to YouTube, according to Google, it's all wonderful, but. I did notice that they all are Australian sites saying how good it is.
Mixed reactions. I don't think it's taken off here in the UK. I don't think.
Yeah.
And it looks like a lot of beekeepers don't like it, but I don't know. Who knows? But I think it's a pretty expensive bit of kit as well.
All right.
What I could gather.
No idea. I just thought
it'd be beyond my capabilities.
We can have a weekly report on where you're at with your beekeeping.
Actually, it kind of occurred to me that I might start a new channel, my journey into beekeeping or something.
Why not do that?
There you go.
Yeah, it might be quite. Some people might be interested. I don't know.
Maybe not, but those things sort of you do that, and are used down the track. Someone. Someone says.
I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm going to be ready by next season. It might not be until 2025 even. I don't know yet. We'll see. Because I need to get all the equipment, and that costs quite a lot of money. So I might have to get it a little bit at a time. Bits here, bits there.
So what's it cost? So see if we can find.
Well, I mean,
what beekeeping equipment costs. So I'm just saying, what's a hive cost?
Well, I mean, a hive on its own, probably, I don't know, for my money, you could be anything from £100 up to 250 quid, depending on what kind of hive you go for. But if you get a starter kit, I'm looking at a starter kit at the moment. We're talking upwards of 500 quid, which I don't know what's that in Australian dollars.
500 quid would be close to 900 Australian dollars, roughly. Is it?
Yeah, so that's like a starter. Yeah, that's like a starter kit. So you get a basic brood hive, maybe a super on top. And the super bit's the bit that goes on the top where you stop the queen from going, and you keep the brood where the queen lays all its eggs, and then you've got
Right.
the top bit with a queen excluder, and it's just the bees just make honey on the top. Plus, you get like a suit, hive tool, a few other bits and bobs, and here
That
and there, and
sounds
stuff like
like
that. That's like a whole kit.
It sounds like it's a bit cheaper here, and I mean, obviously I'm missing stuff here, but I can get a suit for about $16. I can get a hive with a flow
Yeah, it seems
flow
pretty
live
cheap.
for around $350. So
Yeah, that was about the
then
same in the UK.
I don't know what
isn't it,
bees
give or
cost though. Honeybees for sale.
take? Yeah,
Let's see, honeybees,
Oh,
$380. Yeah, that's for the.
yeah, it depends on the variety you actually get. Could be anything for me, from anything from 80 quid I've seen, for somebody who's an amateur who's just, selling bees themselves, to some, I don't know, 200 or 300 quid, depending on the variety of bee.
So
you get.
I notice it's free delivery. So I assume that's if it's unpacked, and if they want them in a container, it costs you more money. Otherwise,
Free
they
delivery, yeah.
They just turn up with one
yeah.
with the queen and
Right.
the bees following them. So,
Yeah, well, they've got to come by special courier, so I can't imagine here it would be free. That's for sure.
No,
No, if I might be lucky, because sometimes you get, if I want to, hopefully I'm going to join the local association. You get some beekeepers that might have a spare colony. They might either give it to you or for free, or even very cheap, sort of thing. You can get that sometimes. So I'm hoping to do that, and it's the same with the other bits and pieces.
I see those bees. Oh, when did the first bee travel into space? Clive Wells is asking.
So, Matt, are you going to name all your bees Bjorn?
Yeah.
You know why?
I don't know. I've no idea. Bjorn, why?
Well, I mean, bees obviously, being in a hive, have a hive mind, and Bjorn, obviously Bjorn Borg, the Borg of the hive mind.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking, you could just get two, but you could just get two bees and create your own kid show. B1 and B2. Yeah. Paul's been weighing tons of ducks, literally. We were talking about that.
Ducks.
Tons of ducks.
Tons of ducks.
3,200 ducks, did you say?
3,275 to be precise. We weighed them. Yeah.
So, literally four ton of duck.
We actually weighed 3,285, but we culled about 100. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in a hive, do you know who really runs the show? The girls do.
Yeah. And?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. It's the queen's obviously female. Workers are all female.
Yeah.
And the drones that they, the drones are male. They can't even look after themselves. They need to be looked after.
They only look after the queen.
By the women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only thing the drones do is mate the queen.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they do. And in the winter time, they kick all the drones out. All the men are gone. So all that is left is the queen and the workers, all female.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Did you not know that?
Well, yeah, I did know that because I just told you.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no.
Some people might not out there. You might not know. Some people out there might not know.
Like I say, I thought that was common knowledge. You often get.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Some people.
Maybe I was just thinking. I thought. Oh, Matt's going to tell me something about bees. All right. Then I thought, what? Because all the
not everybody knows that. Not everybody
workers
knows
are
that.
females, and the drones. They have a special little royal. Let's call it, for want of a better word, royal compartment.
Royal jelly.
Where they have the bees that they can turn into either drones or into queens, depending on the needs of the hive. Something like that. Yeah.
Well, what actually did the workers will actually decide whether they need a new queen or not, and they'll feed them royal jelly. So obviously it'd be a female. So that determines whether it's going to be a queen or whether it's going to be another worker or not. So essentially,
that's right.
But it's the queen that actually decides whether she's going to lay a male egg or a female egg. and depending on the size of the cell she comes across. So bigger cells would need probably be drones.
Yeah. Oh, I know it's the same. They come from the same stock. It's just a matter of what they turn them into, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, really. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you listened to Toon was on today. Not much on the Toon today, but they had that other guy on. He was a bit weird. I don't know.
Was it debate? Was it? Or
He was pretty Dunning-Kruger, wasn't he? I mean, he was full of arrogance and surety, but he knew nothing.
He's coming. Yeah, I know all this stuff about. I'm really like a science nerd and this sort of stuff, but
and then he didn't know anything.
It's like, yeah. And everything seemed to be if you couldn't be fit into a 10-second clip on a YouTube video, he didn't. It was like, everything was sort of like, this is such and such, and Tuna say, well, can you give me more information? And then okay, can you look at the whole video? No, I've only looked at like 19 seconds of the video. Then the video doesn't meet what he claims it to be, and then it's sort of like,
it doesn't want to. Yeah, if it doesn't fit the narrative, don't want to know.
Yeah, so he started off with this. It was sort of like Toon got him in, and then where are you going to start? He went down this whole billionaire, that there's more currency in the world that we've been taught about.
Yes, I know.
It was that was so
What
frustrating.
was
Oh dear, maybe you can find it.
There's more what than what? What did you say?
Let me see if I can find. Let's go back. Sorry.
I didn't catch what you said though.
It's just
There's more in the world than
more currency, right, than there is money in the world, right? So he's trying to say the reason why he's into looking into flat earthers or the lies. And he started off with this one about he was going down currency, and you're sort of sitting there. Okay, when are we getting to talk about
what's that got to do with flat earth? Currency? What? Oh, well, he claimed to be some sort of economic guru or something. Is he? Or?
No, it was just more Dunning-Kruger, really. Hang on, I'll just see if I can grab it. I'll play the first bit. We won't play the whole thing because it went on forever. It was about 3 hours worth of video on it with this guy.
So was it a debate then? Was it?
Well, it's meant to be a debate, but I wouldn't call it a debate. A debate is, we have an ideas and you present argument and so forth.
Yeah.
It wasn't much of that.
Around $4 quadrillion in circulation. And that's just with what...
Yeah, so this is... I'll just cover the first start of what he... Get back to this.
I know a lot of information, that's literally useless to me. So, I would consider that knowledgeable. So, I'm not dissing the model or anything. Although, to play devil's advocate, I do believe that the other model also works, and you've been debating, people like, I'll give you an example, Jaron. Well, in my opinion, Jaron hasn't changed his mind. He still believes that the earth is flat, right? So at some point, the debate you have changed. I would like to take a different approach. I would like to look at this from another angle, And I want to start with the premise that essentially almost everything that they show us is a lie. And that goes very deep, and it touches pretty much everything in society. So we see it in such a way that it makes sense because they've been working on the model for years and years. But there's other ways to look at it so that it also works. And one of the things that I think that is important to start with is the amount of money in circulation. So if you were to Google how much money is in the world today, you would get something around $80 trillion. And Vsauce did a video on that a while back, and he came up with, I think it was something around 93 trillion or 96, something like that. Now, that having been said, that is way off. That number is nonsense. It's nonsensical, and I'm going to show you that right now, and then you'll see that has a point, and then we'll look at that afterwards. So if you have a calculator handy, there's 2,600 billionaires on Earth. there's 1,200 companies that have more than $1 billion, and then there's 56 million millionaires. Now, if you were to do the math, and let's give them, let's say, the minimum amount for them to be millionaires and the minimum amount for them to be billionaires, that would be 1 million each and 1 billion each, okay? You would end up with a sum of $60 trillion. Now, that is with the minimum amount of 1 million and 1 billion each, respectively, okay? Now, if you were to give them 2 million and 2 billion each, we would already have bust that amount by almost a third. So we'd be now at $120 trillion. We understand that there are some people that have $200 billion. There's Elon Musk that has, I think, it's two.
What's he doing?
He's demonstrating that he doesn't know maths.
No. Oh no, he says he's really good at maths later. Well, later in the video. But anyway, we'll move on.
30, and there's like people like Bernard Arnault, and there's people like Jeff Bezos. There's a ton of money out there. If you were to do the math, yeah.
Can I clarify something? So you started this with the amount of currency, right?
Yes.
All right. Now you're switching to people's net worth, which isn't about currency.
No, I agree. What I'm saying is that if you take the minimum amount for them to be considered a billionaire and a millionaire, you already bust the amount of the money that they say that is in circulation. If you were to go on Forbes and just add up one of...
Hold on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Swinging a minute.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when they calculate somebody's net worth, you're not necessarily talking about the amount of money that's in your bank account. For example, I mean, you look at your assets. Assets could be property, could be equipment, could be all kinds of different stuff. So he's got it completely wrong.
Yeah, but I just love this is where you say Dunning-Kruger. Toon just stopped him to say, "Nah, you were talking about currency. You've switched to net worth, and you understand the difference." Yes, I get it.
Yeah, he doesn't understand the difference between currency and net worth. Obviously,
literally 2 seconds later, he obviously doesn't. Yeah.
At a time. And I did this. I took all 2,600 billionaires, and then I did a calculation for the millionaires because obviously there's too many. And you end up in the quadrillions, and the number is somewhere around $4 quadrillion in circulation. And that's just with what they show you right off the bat. That has nothing to do with like.
No.
You said you understood it, but then you went away from understanding it. Somebody's net worth isn't how much currency they have in their possession. It's the value of the things that they own. They may only have a few $1,000s of actual currency in their possession.
I get that, but the value is still calculated in the amount of money in circulation on Earth. Not only that,
not.
They also
No.
But he's nodding, so no.
Calculate contracts that have not yet happened. So as long as the contract has been signed, that money is also counted in that bucket. Let's say, okay?
No,
regardless of that, I just want you to comprehend that this number is astronomical. It is not like little pennies. It's a very, very, very big number that is hard to understand, okay?
I think he thinks that they all have this vault underneath their house, and they all the cash.
I mean, if that was true, can you imagine how much inflation will be at? What inflation rates will be at right now? It's ridiculous.
I love that expression on McToon's face.
Yeah. It's like, oh God, here we go again. Yeah.
It's sort of like, I think I'll just let this guy hang himself, like giving him enough out, which is the way he likes to do it. And it was a sort of what does he imagine when they do one of these big transactions that a semi-trailer pulls up to their house and they load it up from this house and take it to the next house? I don't know.
So now let's tone it back. Let's go back to that $60 trillion of money that is up in their net worth, right?
No, the currency that's in circulation. You said.
No. Now we're going back to their worth. Okay, the amount of money that they have. So they have in their possession. Elon Musk is worth 220 something billion. If he wants to cough up 40 billion to buy Twitter, he coughs up 40 billion to buy Twitter. That money is there. It exists. If not, they have to account for it.
No, it doesn't. No.
They have to have the money somewhere.
Oh God. I mean, Elon Musk, for example. I mean, there's another assets as well. Most of his assets are built up in shares and companies, and the various companies he's got. I mean, that's probably billions and billions. But in his bank account, like Toon said, he's probably only got a few $1,000s. Probably.
Well, in actual currency,
Well,
he probably only has.
Yeah, in currency, yeah.
You might actually have 10 grand or somewhere spread around or whatever. Who knows? But
Yeah, I know, but I'm exaggerating. Yeah, but yeah.
But actual currency, you're not likely to have much currency. What's use as currency anymore? What do you buy?
Yeah,
It's done on card.
Okay. So now, if you look at these net worths, all of these people together, okay, there's 3 people. There's Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Richard Branson that are going to space. And there's one other company, which I forget the name right now. I don't know. There's some bot on Twitter that came up with it the other day. So anyhow, some company that you've never heard of, okay? 4 entities are going to space.
So Matt, can you name any other entities that are going to space?
Entities.
4 other companies.
Oh, there's lots of millionaires who are jumping on board on the space tourism thing. So off the top of my head, I don't know, but
you know which organisations that say are sending rockets to space, right? There's more than just 3.
Oh yeah, Blue Origin, SpaceX. Oh, there's all kinds of there's a whole load cropping up at the moment. Tons of them. Not all of them are going to be. Huh?
You notice he didn't even mention NASA in those 3 entities.
No.
Oh, and this is a science guide, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Now, if we're looking at $60 trillion, Elon Musk is coughing up these rockets at $310 million a pop. That's like pocket change for these people. Okay, $310 million per rocket, right? That's what Tesla claims that they're paying for their rockets. So
Tesla is
not Tesla. Sorry,
hold on. What?
Okay, so now, where the heck are all the rockets? So my claim is that if we leave
Tesla launching rockets now,
all that aside for a second, is just that it doesn't seem that we can actually go to space. So the logic being is that, in my opinion, if we could go to space with that amount of money in their hands, in their pockets, everybody would be there. Where's Bill Gates' rocket? Where's Coca-Cola's rocket? What? Where's Pepsi's rocket? Where is all
soft drinks and computer stuff?
Right? Don't you think that it would be a good pitch to have at least something? You don't think that having a where's the space real estate? Don't you think there would be billboards up there if they could actually go? No. We're talking about trillions of dollars worth of companies.
Why would there be a billboard in space?
Why would they not?
Because nobody could see it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if we could go to space, everybody would be there, including you and I and the Pope, and everybody. Everybody would want to go to space.
Why?
The first thing,
why would everybody be there
if you ask a child, I give you unlimited amount of resources and money, what are you going to do with it? The first thing the child is going to say, I'm going to go to space.
Okay.
Because it's like instinct.
But we don't all have unlimited resources.
Right. We don't. They do though.
Who?
They have unlimited. The billionaires and the millionaires. They don't have to check their bank account in the morning there. You know, if he wants an extra whatever amount of money, they're going to give you whatever amount of money needed.
But building a rocket isn't cheap.
It's $310 million.
No.
It's pocket change.
One, no.
That's what
to build
they cost.
one from scratch.
Right.
To say, I want my company to build our own version of rocket.
You don't need to. SpaceX is already building the rockets.
Yeah,
you could just tell Elon, hey, Elon, you're doing these at $310 million a rocket. I'll give you $500 million. Give me a rocket.
Then what?
Well, then you go to space, right?
Well, they'd have to want to go to space.
Right, but you're telling me that there's nothing else left to do on this Earth, and there's
a lot left to do on this Earth.
Oh, right. Seemingly there is, but there's nothing left to explore, right? We've seen essentially the boundaries of Earth.
Well, you could explore the Titanic and get lost.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So if you're not going to go down, where else are you going to go? You're going to go up, right? It's just a logical thing to do. Now the question is, where the hell are all the rockets? At least
they launch like once a week.
Right. Always the same person though.
What do you mean always the same person?
It's always SpaceX. It's always Blue Origin.
No, it's not.
It's always
rarely
Virgin.
It's rarely
never
Blue Origin.
It's rarely Blue Origin. Yeah, I agree. It's always.
What about ESA, JAXA,
he's doing a pretty good job.
Cosmos?
Yeah, let alone all the other private ones that are out there. United Launch Alliance.
Yeah.
All kinds of companies. What is he talking?
The French still launch a V, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, ESA. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is about this guy, but I can imagine like his brain is like whizzing in different directions all at the same time, and he gets this weird conclusion about things. He's bizarre.
He's
What's he talking about?
He thinks he knows all about it, but he doesn't.
Doesn't
He
know
knows
anything.
nothing, literally.
Literally isn't.
But he-
Yeah.
He's just like he's confused. He's got all these ideas going on in his head, and it's all sort of like merging into this one bizarre theory. I don't know what he's. He's weird.
Oh yeah.
I got a great idea. I know how we can sell more soda pop. Let's make a $300 billion billboard and stick it somewhere nobody can see it.
Yeah, that's gonna,
In
Yeah.
space.
that's
You
gonna
might
be.
sell. You might sell 3 or 4 extra cans because the astronauts up there would see it. But
you put a vending machine in there and get a buck every time, or a couple of bucks every time I want a Coke.
well, we can collect up all these UFOs that are apparently visiting Earth. Eh?
they see if we can catch some as they go past. Yeah, as if Coke's going to say, "Oh yes, I could spend $300 million on a rocket that is a once-off, promotion, or I could spend $50 million on a ad campaign that I can spread around the world." Which do you think they're going to go with?
Yeah. I've spent $350 million on my rocket. Now I need a launch facility. I need a support team to track it and monitor it, and everything like that. And I need a recovery team, and
then what do I do? What do I do when I get up there?
And I need another.
Okay, I'm here.
I need another $100 million to promote the fact that I've spent $300 million on this rocket. Yeah, and this is why these companies are so rich, because they just throw money away like that.
He is, yeah, I agree. So, where are the other rockets?
What
We're
are the
talking about trillions of dollars.
What are the
Trillions
rockets?
of dollars.
What?
Nobody wants a rocket. You have to be kidding me, right? Not a soul.
What are you talking about?
Nobody. Okay, well,
People
where
have
are
gone
all
there.
these people's rockets? Right? That's what I'm saying. So it does not make sense because everybody would have one.
No, not everybody
Yes.
would have one. I don't have the money, and I'm part of the
that was
group
the
everybody-
politest face
You're
palm I've
not
ever
the
seen.
person that.
What was that, sorry?
I said that was the politest face palm I've ever seen.
It was, wasn't it?
We're
Yeah.
talking
You
about
said everybody.
the people that can
I
afford it.
am part
The
of
people-
everybody.
the
You
people
are
that
part of
billionaires.
everybody. You don't have the
People that are
money.
billionaires. At $310 million a rocket, if everybody would be buying it, they would be selling for nothing. They wouldn't even be $310 million, It was like cars. Right?
What the hell are you talking
so
about?
confused.
Why do you think that these people automatically would absolutely buy a rocket?
There's
to launch?
2,600 billionaires, which are essentially psychopaths, that want to control everything, and they do control everything. Why the hell
So-
do you think they would not want to go to space? They would not at least have a floating
Why,
condo.
why does
up there
everybody
or
want to go to
something,
space in his
right? A
mind?
floating
I don't
condo.
get
Yeah.
it.
Anything,
Yeah, that's the one
anything,
thing.
right?
Well,
Because you
people are
don't need the
working
power
on.
source.
People are
You have
working on that
solar-
kind of stuff.
Where is it though?
It doesn't just happen. You actually have to have engineers create these things.
Oh, yeah. You think that it doesn't happen and it takes millions of years. It doesn't. How long do you think
Millions
it
of
takes for
years.
SpaceX to
Millions
build
of
a
what?
rocket? They already have all the pieces, right? So it takes roughly about, I don't know, maybe a few months at best. 6 months,
Way less.
way less, right?
Yeah, they
that was
reuse a large number of them.
that was a really conservative estimate. So like if you think about it, there's missing exploration. So missing exploration by the
What?
other 12 or 2,600 billionaires that can actually afford it.
Why are these people whose skills are not in exploration would want to automatically start doing exploration?
Okay, name me one billionaire that drives a Ford Tempo.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, they all
You
want
said
the bigger car.
exploration.
They all want the bigger car, the bigger house, the bigger
So?
yard, the bigger everything,
They
the
don't
bigger
necessarily
rocket.
want a rocket.
It's
Yeah.
the only thing left. They all
Go to
have their
space.
planes.
And Elon has
Well,
the biggest rocket.
if they all have their planes and all have their helicopters, why the hell do you believe they would not want to have a rocket? Is
Well-
that not a logical fallacy?
It
Is
is
it not
completely a
just-
logical fallacy. Just because you think that they would want to have it automatically does not mean that they automatically would have to want it. There is a name
because
for
it's the
this
only
logical
thing
fallacy.
left.
Give me a
It's the
second.
only
I'll
thing
pull it up
left
here.
that they don't have,
Oh,
right?
there's a lot that they don't have. But
No,
let
I
me
don't think
pull
so.
it
They
up.
own islands, they own everything,
Yeah, hold
right?
on,
They own
hold on.
countries, they own the government, they own.
Yeah.
So if you become a millionaire, it's a prerequisite that you would want to go to space.
Oh no,
Is
actually,
what he's saying.
but also have your own rocket to do so.
have your own rocket to do so. Yeah.
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 And it's,
Elon, I'm a millionaire, so now it's obligatory that I have to go to Elon Musk and buy a rocket.
and you
and
realize
go to space.
You realize, of course, all the things he said are things that they can show off to their friends. You get a rocket,
Right.
you send it off into space. It's gone. It's not there to show off to friends.
Yeah.
Well, the best you could do is have bragging rights that you went to space. You can do that for a lot less just by hitching a ride. But anyway,
They probably own you, right?
No.
So,
I'm
well,
just a guy.
yeah.
Hold on. Well, the fallacy is non sequitur, just because it doesn't follow.
well,
Right?
see,
It's
the
not
thing is
just-
that it
just
does
because,
follow.
Just
not
because
only
they
does
say,
it follow,
just because you say they must want it, doesn't mean they actually want it.
not only does it follow, but it follows very well. Like it's the only thing left to buy, right? If you're not gonna buy, like Trump, for example, that builds real estate, there's only so many things that you can flash around, right? And the
Okay,
biggest thing you could potentially flash around is a rocket. It's
Yeah,
the
so he's
biggest
gonna-
accomplishment.
What he's going to park it? He's going to buy it from somebody else and park it in his yard.
Exactly. Yeah, they
Why?
have tons because
Why?
they have hundreds of acres. Why not? I
See-
would. If I would be a billionaire, the
Super.
first thing I would do
That's
is
your
get a rocket.
your version of what you
Right,
would do. But
right.
other billionaires have different ways of deciding how they want to show that
I agree.
theirs is the
I agree.
biggest.
But you would think that one of them, other than those three, would be envious. They would want to do the same. They, like at least
What?
top
Maybe
10.
maybe they'd want to like take a
You know,
ride
top
up to
10,
space.
top 100. Yeah, even just that. But look,
Yeah, wouldn't it be
Virgin
cool?
has been
Wouldn't it be cool if like a guy with a bunch of money said, "Hey, I want to go to space."
right. So like
You-
Virgin
anyway,
comes out
you
with
can't-
20
you can't
years
just
ago,
buy a
and they're
rocket
like,
and
all right, we're
launch
going to
and go to
start booking
space.
flights, and they've been booked for years and years and years. They never go. Why do you suppose that is?
Well, in April of 2001, Dennis Tito spent $20 million to spend 7 days on the ISS.
Right. Does
In April of 2002, Mark Shuttleworth did the same thing for 8 days. In 2005, Gregory Olson spent 9 days. In September 2006, Anousheh Ansari spent 8 days there. We've got April of 2007, Charles Simani. And then the one that a lot of people are familiar with, in October of 2008, Richard Garriott spent about 12 days on the ISS and then went back again a second time. He liked it so much.
well, that's good for them.
So-
Where are the rockets, though?
The rockets that they went up on
Obviously,
were, those
they
were
want to
Soyuz.
go. Right?
Those
They're
were
paying
Soyuz
20
rockets.
million.
Those were Soyuz rockets, so they were destroyed. They weren't reusable.
So they're paying in the 20 millions mark to go to the ISS.
Yes.
Right. And you're telling me they can't cough up 350 million? A bunch of guys there. Let's say 3 guys on
to
a binge.
do what?
To go to space.
To go to space.
To
And
do anything, really. To like
they
just
just
even if it
went
was
to
just to
space.
have it in their
Oh,
backyard,
oh.
like I said a while ago.
Hold on.
The
I mean,
logical
I think he
thing
gets the. Hold on. I think he gets the impression that you could just make a rocket or buy a rocket or whatever, put it in your land, and then just launch.
yeah.
No,
But
no. Most countries' airspace is controlled. You can't just launch a rocket away you go without telling anybody.
here's
Like that.
here's his understanding of good financial planning is that I have the choice of either getting together with maybe 2 or 3 other guys and we'll spend $300 million and get a rocket that we could go at once, or we could spend $20 million each and get to go up to space with some people that already know what they're doing. So
Yeah, I mean,
let's spend the $300 million instead. So like, what?
Negating the fact when you're in a spacecraft sitting on top of a rocket, you're sitting on top of a hell of a lot of fuel, and it's a bit dangerous,
Yeah.
right? So you can't just sit in a rocket and off you go.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that need to happen. A lot of people need to be involved. A lot of safety aspects, and there's controlled airspace, and all these kinds of things. And where you're going to go when you get there, what you're going to do, and oh my God, there's so many different things. He just, this guy's just mental. He really is.
Well, we already know what he's going to do when he gets there. He's going to erect a billboard.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, put a
then-
billboard all up there. Yeah,
And he's just going to sit there and wait for the passing traffic to come past, and then hand out a promotional can of Coke.
leaflets or something. Yeah. Have a leaflet. There you go. It's my billboard.
I've got 2 words this guy ought to keep in mind. Mad Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, dear. And a toy, yes. He does. He does eventually
They have yachts.
He does
They
get
have
onto some
planes. They have jets. They have video
some.
and tell you that it's an animation or at least bad film.
No, you actually do.
No, I don't.
Hang on, go back a little bit.
When you
To actually try and talk about some.
Right. So I'm glad that you're doing this out of good faith. Is that what you do? You're just gonna hold up insults or?
No, that's your logical fallacy.
Right.
When you say it looks absurd, that's not actually evidence.
I think this was to show it. No, he didn't show it yet. This is about the
really
Apollo
that's
17.
your opinion. Now we're just debating
Takeoff.
opinions, right? So that's to
Right,
me. It's
so
clear
and all of this has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
Well, see, essentially what happened when you guys started harassing me today, that was not even the tweet. The tweet was about the vaccine, right? Your friend, Oak was, and they were saying, oh, well, you can't differentiate reality and fairy tale. And then I used that as a joke, right? Because it looks absurd. And not just Apollo 17, but literally every space program since the 60s look absurd. And now that we have technology to look back on these things, obviously those are not... What I can't read that from here.
It's his personal incredulity. That's your card.
Right. So I'm glad that you're doing this out of good faith.
No, we've already
Is that what you do? You're just gonna hold up insults or?
No, that's your logical fallacy.
Right.
When you say it looks absurd, that's not actually evidence.
It is. I have the video here if you want to watch it.
Are you a video forensics expert?
I'm an artist. I'm a graphic designer. Yeah.
Have a video forensics expert analyze it and find out how it was done.
I got eyes. I can look at this and tell you that it's not real, right?
So that's your.
I don't need.
It's you as a non-video forensics expert. Says
I do not need to be a forensic expert.
You do actually.
To look at a video and tell you that it's an animation or at least bad film.
No, you actually do.
No, I don't. No, I can do that right now. I can show you the video and tell you it's bullshit.
I don't think that you can actually do that.
No, I can. Here, do you want me to show you the video? How do we do this?
Share right ahead. Yeah, you can share your screen.
All right, share. Here. See that?
Don't see anything yet. Go ahead.
All right.
All right. Tell me what propulsion system is that?
There's a rocket in there.
Oh, God.
What is the propulsion type? Do you see what is coming out of there? Do you tell me that this looks like a rocket taking off?
Yes.
No, it's not.
You asked me what you asked me,
yes,
but you're the one that would need to back it up. What?
Sorry, Matt. Do you want to say that again?
Yeah, it's not a rocket. It's a spacecraft. The fuel was I can't remember the fuel mix, but hydrogen and something else, which was flameless, and it's been proved that it's flameless in a vacuum.
Yeah,
just saying.
And he doesn't know what the difference between a spacecraft and a rocket is, anyway, Matt. So
no. I mean, people call it rockets, but the way I look at it is, once a vehicle gets into space, it becomes a spacecraft. When it's in the atmosphere and before it gets into space, it's a rocket. You can call it a rocket, but that's not a rocket. Sorry, just saying.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter though.
No, good to know.
What is the propulsion in there?
Look at what type of graphics is what the propulsion is. It's 8-bit graphics. Obviously,
that is 1972.
Yeah, 8-bit graphics in 1972, and that's not. And even if it was, that's not 8-bit graphics.
DGI. Yeah.
That's not 8-bit graphics. It's good, well above 8-bit graphics. Maybe look. There's at least 250. There's probably more than 200. There's probably at least 1,000 colors in there. So,
and I think that's where he's going, because he's concerned that he can't see a big flame like you see a rocket lifting off from a launch pad and in Kennedy's sort of thing. There's big masses of flame and smoke and debris and all the rest of it. That's kind of the impression that he's getting. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to see.
Yeah. 8-bit graphics did not actually exist in 1972.
Whatever crap they had. Yeah, they had Atari and graphics.
No,
back
Atari
then.
didn't exist in 1972.
Not you and I, obviously not. But the government and the army and all those people, the military. Well, then that's just going to be a game of going back and forth.
That's you. I mean, you're making a claim.
Have it.
You're making a claim. That which is asserted without evidence is dismissed without evidence.
Right. Well,
you made this very specific claim that they have some sort of digital graphics to do this type of stuff, and that it is 8-bit. So, send the evidence.
I'm showing you that it looks like 8-bit graphic. It probably
Doesn't
was
look
done
like
in a
it.
bad studio with bad
His opinion.
everything.
And the evidence for that is where?
Well, there's plenty of it. If you look up the
Where is-
Stanley Kubrick fake moon stuff there's a ton of it there. He actually claims to have done it. So, I mean, even if I was going to show you that video, what are you going to do?
He doesn't claim to have done it. That was an actor. It was
an actor.
not
Fake.
it was not Stanley
as,
Kubrick.
It was as fake as what I'm showing you right now.
It was not Stanley
That is
Kubrick.
fake.
You clearly did not look that up and were easily indoctrinated by the person that lied to you about Stanley Kubrick saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, this is a question of opinion. In my opinion, this is wrong. In your opinion, it's true.
This is you making unsubstantiated claims.
Right.
You said it was digital graphics of some sort.
You weren't there.
You said that
wait a second.
they had the technology and
you
have
weren't
no
there,
supporting
so
evidence.
you're making false claims also because you were not there. You did not see them land on the goddamn moon. So your claims are as bunk as mine.
So your
saying-
standard of evidence is if you were not there, it's all fake. Is that right?
Well, according to you, if
No,
you're there,
this is your standard
mine
of
is
evidence.
also fake right now.
You're the
so
one that said to
obviously
me
that's
that I
bullshit,
wasn't
right?
there, therefore it's not. I can't bring it up as
because
evidence.
You're
for some
saying
reason.
that I'm saying false claims. You are also, because you are pulling that information out of your ass as much as I am.
What information have I? What have I stated about this particular video?
Well, look. If you pull out this video and you say this is real,
what
and I'm like,
video
no,
did
that's
I?
not real.
What did I say about this particular video? You're the one
I'm
making the claims about this video.
I'm saying that this video is
This
what
guy's-
NASA gives us.
So?
Okay?
This goes on back and forth a little bit along that lines. He never gets to anything other than that. But you might notice something about the video, which Toon pulled up straight away. He says this is the original one from NASA. You can tell by the shape of the video, it's definitely not the original one.
Bernard declares that
Nah.
a teapot is at this very moment in orbit around the sun between the Earth and Mars, and that because no one can prove him wrong,
Okay.
his claim is therefore a valid one.
I get
so
what the
you have
burden
made
of
these
proof
claims and refused
Okay.
to support your claims with evidence.
Let me rephrase this then so that it does not fall into that category, okay? NASA presented us this video, right? Up to there, is that good?
Yes, they did.
All right, NASA presented this video. Now, I don't believe this. The burden of proof is not on me, it's on them. They have to prove to me that this is
What?
real.
How?
That is logic.
This is what gets me because we get this on Twitter a lot, and it's like, well, prove that's real. Well, hang on a minute. The burden of proof, you're the one that's claiming that it's false. So something happened, right? So therefore, you are claiming it's fake. Therefore, the burden of proof on your claim to actually prove that it's fake, not the other way around. That just makes no sense. That's just totally illogical.
Yeah. You were going to say, Paul?
Yeah, I was going to say he's the one making the claims. It's typical of the flirts that they think that making a claim like "I think it's fake," they think that that's a negative claim and they don't have burden of proof. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's actually a positive claim. They're claiming
It is.
that it's fake.
What
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
I mean,
what evidence do you have to say it's fake? Yeah.
It's like saying to me, it's like me saying to Blue, Blue, you don't exist. You're a robot. You have to prove that you're not a robot now. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same logical. It's totally logical.
Oh yeah.
It's up to me to prove whether he's a robot or not.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, first you have to present the evidence. Then you have to prove that the evidence is real. Then you have to prove that their assertion that it's false is incorrect.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they want you to do.
Yeah. Then they'll say, oh, you could show up a cartoon and say, oh, well, that's not real. It's just, yeah, but they don't claim it's real in the first place. So it's a case of,
Yeah, I mean,
this.
yeah, NASA putting a video out is not a claim of anything. It's here's the video, make of what it will. NASA doesn't give a blind toss whether you think it's real or not. It doesn't
Exactly. Yeah. and as you see, that the sum total of his evidence is, well, obviously it's fake.
And
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously, you don't know enough about the subject to be able to say whether it's fake or not. And I think he just sort of says, "Oh, look at all the sparkles." And so I'm like, "Yeah." And,
Yeah.
Well, did you do any evidence to find out? What really strikes me is that people make this; they don't even bother to find out what the opposite claim is. If what is it? What do people say it is? I don't know what it is. So you'd think that they at least have it's the know your enemy attitude, you know. Know what your enemy's going to say before I make a claim to say it's fake. But it's like he says, "Oh, I study, I know all this stuff." No, you don't know anything. You had no idea what they said, how it was done.
Clive Well's mind is blown, by the way, because apparently Blue's a robot.
Yeah, because we didn't prove you. Sorry, Blue, we couldn't prove you were not a robot. So
yeah,
I am not a robot.
Can I get you one of those gotcha things for you to tick?
yeah, gotcha. Can't prove you're not a robot.
I'm not a robot.
Oh, yeah. Move on. Oh yeah, that's how you stop AI. Is you put that up in the front of it and say, "Okay, you need to tick this."
Yeah.
What is obviously fake about that?
Well,
That's what you said. It's obviously fake. What's obviously fake about that?
I don't know if it's just that we're older and we realise that, you know, the current graphics in computers didn't exist way back in 72. When was this? 72, 76? Something?
Yeah, 72. Yeah.
72. That they couldn't generate this image in 72, right? And he's got some idea that they could. Yeah.
The hottest video game on the market in 1972 was a thing called Pong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And to me,
And that was the height of technology in those days for gaming. Yeah.
and
Hell
to me, when he says 8-bit graphics, I can remember. Do you remember the terms like near photo quality for graphics in the late 80s? You know.
Oh yeah.
Because that was getting close to looking like it was an actual photo, not just, you know.
Yeah, that was the mid. That was like mid to late 90s as well. That or 1972.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
And that, you know, and he says 8-bit graphics. No, that's not 8-bit graphics. You know.
No.
It's 8-bit graphics.
Well, then the next response, I think he's already said that as well. Well, obviously the government had all that technology, but they weren't telling anybody about it. Yeah.
No, that's not how it works.
Without any evidence of that either.
I've also looked at the Kubrick stuff, and you look at what Kubrick was producing at the same time, and he wasn't even close to getting something that looked like this.
Yeah, 1968, 2001 Space Odyssey. You look at the moon scene of that. Yeah,
it's not no, and even the space, which was considered mind blowing at the time of the spaceport thing that they had, and the Earth underneath. The Earth doesn't look like, you know, when you compare it now, you say, "Oh, that doesn't look anything like the Earth," but everyone thought, "Oh, that's such a realistic Earth." Yeah.
I mean, green screen did exist in those days for movie
but
making. It did exist, but it was quite crude. If you look at, like I said, Stan Kubrick's Space Odyssey, you could tell a lot of it they used green screen. If you look closely enough, you can. Yeah, it's quite obvious.
Now, if he had said it was, if rather than saying it was 8-bit graphics, if he had said, "Oh no, this is a model or something rather," you can like there'd be some sort of, and they planned at C4 or did whatever, and then you could sort of say, then you might sort of think that he actually thought about it, but you know, he's just taken 10 seconds. He had no idea what's in.
Now, if he pulled up a video of Abbott and Costello going to the moon, he might have a point that's saying that he believes that that's fake. Yeah, right, okay. I'd agree with him there. or do you reckon Abbott and Costello really did go to the moon?
No, but I don't think he has any concept of evidence. You know, his idea is, I have evidence, is me saying that it's fake.
Yeah, when I say I think it's fake, that's enough evidence for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all he said really, it looks fake. I can use my eyes, therefore it looks fake.
Yeah.
That's all he's got. That's all the wall have got.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What else does he go on with? I mean, that goes on for a bit. I don't know if I'll be able to catch. As I said, there's a whole lot of stuff.
So you don't know what telemetry data is, and you came in here talking big about telemetry data, and they deleted it. But
hang on, see if we can catch the.
There's not a telescope on Earth that can see the land site. Not one. There's not an experiment that you can do to prove that they went to the moon. You have to believe it. It is faith. There's nothing that you can show me. They destroyed the telemetry data They recorded over
No, they
hundreds of
didn't.
hours. I think it was like 700 hours of tape, right?
Of
No.
Apollo 11.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Would you, if they had not destroyed it, would you accept that as evidence?
Now that Don Pettit says that they cannot recreate the technology to go to the moon, I would not.
That's
believe
not
it.
Then
what he
why
said.
would you even bring it up?
That's not
he
what he
didn't
said.
say that. No,
because it's a
didn't
fact.
say that at all.
Why would you bring up something that you have no bearing? It has no bearing to you on it.
Because it's a fact. It's stupid. How would you have just the action of deleting those tapes, recording over the tapes? It's not about having them or not. It's about
No.
the
No,
action of recording.
For the audience, please
Right.
please explain to the audience what is the telemetry data that you speak of.
When you have the telemetry data is the flight logs, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
So-
what? Give some
so when
examples.
you have,
Give some examples of
Mm.
what the data is that
Yeah,
they.
it's
would be-
probably like the altitude, the speed they were going, all those things, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Now-
and you think that having destroyed the telemetry data for a mission that was done for Apollo 11
For the
is-
most important mission of all time, the first time they went to the moon,
Yeah,
that shit
yeah.
would have been in
Why?
museums.
Why?
It would have been plastered.
What-
because
what
it's
would you
the
do with it?
Greatest achievement of mankind.
Yeah, but what would you do with the telemetry data?
You would
The-
stamp
they-
it and put it behind a goddamn glass wall like they do with a painting of whoever.
But do you know what this telemetry data looks like?
It's a videotape.
No, it's not.
Yes, they were videotapes. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Telemetry
No, they're not.
is not videotaped.
Yeah. They taped over 700 hours of film.
No, you said telemetry.
Which-
No,
I
they
specifically
didn't.
asked
No.
you to explain
Okay.
to the audience what
Okay,
telemetry
wait,
data was,
wait.
and you
Where-
said it's their
Okay,
speed,
I think you have a
it's their
misunderstanding.
altitude.
Wait. The telemetry data was not recorded on the ship. It was recorded at the base, right?
Yeah.
They
Yes,
were
the
filming
speed,
that shit
the
there.
altitude, the heart rate
Right.
of the
Filming it.
astronauts.
What?
Right. They were
Yeah.
filming that. Yeah.
Not filming.
Yeah, 700
This was
hours.
data, not video. This was data being sent back and recorded.
Because he thinks that they set up a video camera in front of the video screen to record the
Yeah,
numbers.
yeah, I think that's what it is.
That's what he
I
thinks
think-
telemetry data is.
The reason why these people get confused, right, because there was a bit of controversy some years ago because what happened was right, they somebody decided they wanted to see the original the TV slow scan video footage. They wanted to have the original, so somebody tried to find it, found out that it was missing. Right now, the reason why it went missing was because NASA had a policy in those days because telemetry data tape was really expensive. So they were actually, what they were doing is they were actually reusing it. It was going into archive for a certain period of time, and if after that period of time elapsed, it was reused. So that's what happened to the original backup. And all it was just a backup tape of the slow scan TV footage. That's what went missing. So what they're conflating is that data went missing. No, it didn't. Everybody that was concerned with the whole Apollo program got all the data they needed, went off to the various companies that were involved and the various departments and all the rest of it. They got all the data. They got all the data they needed, probably transferred onto other tapes or printed out or whatever. They got everything needed. So no telemetry data was ever lost, ever. It wasn't lost. It
No.
got it.
It's just not on the tape.
Yeah.
That raw video data that came down was basically useless.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It didn't serve any real purpose whatsoever,
No.
other than that it was a method to transmit the video information back to us, not with
Yeah.
regular television. That was 10 frame per second, 300 line non-interlaced slow scan video,
Right.
and there was nothing you could watch it on. So
Yeah.
RCA built a special, what amounted to a screen with a camera focused on it that was,
That's right.
that was making a recording in regular, 525 line video, US style video. So that tape's all perfect, no problem. And there's zillions of copies of it. But
Yeah.
the original slow scan tape it served no purpose at all. Unless you had that one RCA machine, you couldn't even watch it.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
There was nothing
Yeah.
you could do with it.
It was just used as a backup, and the reason why they did was because they were afraid that the television transmission might fail. Right? Isn't that right, Blue? Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's all it was. But everybody had seen it anyway, so there was nothing on there
Yeah, it was already-
that nobody
it was
would see to
already
begin with.
Yeah.
I mean,
It had already been re-recorded in standard format.
Yeah.
And
the only
there's no
reason why
reason-
Yeah, exactly. The only reason why somebody actually wanted that, just for like posterity and historical purposes, but they found that it, you know, it had been taped over because, well, it was useless anyway. That's the only reason why they wanted it to begin with. But they had a big investigation about it and all the rest of it, and you know, that's how it was all revealed.
It's how they transfer these stories. You know, originally they say, "Oh, yeah, we don't have the stuff that we don't have Apollo 11 anymore because we used up all those rockets." It's not that we don't have aren't able to recreate it. We don't have those physical things anymore. When they say,
yeah, like Don Petit said, he said it's a painful process to build it back up again, and that's the technology of the time.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I mean, why would you use old technology, which back in those days, it was brand new technology to get to the moon, and it was dangerous to go there.
Yeah.
It was dangerous. Why would you risk people's lives to use old technology and build it back up again? Why do that? You don't need to. And bearing in mind, in those days as well, you know, design engineers and all the rest of it, you had to do everything by hand. There was no computer-aided design in those days. It was all done by, you know, dead reckoning, slide rules and calculations and all the rest of it. That's how engineering was done in those days.
Yeah, I mean, you show me one factory that can make Model T Fords. I mean, we destroyed that technology, didn't we? And we don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So therefore, we can't have any other cars. Cars of industry.
I mean, as it happens.
Well, could you make a Model T Ford? Of course you could.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
you've
as
got
it
all
happens.
the money in the world and you
Tell you
don't
what.
care how much money you spend, yes, you can go back and recreate a Model T, no problem.
But do you want to? It's like,
why would you do that?
Yeah, and everybody thinks as well. They say they destroyed the technology. Apparently all the blueprints and the drawings and everything else have all been destroyed as well. Apparently, no,
they haven't.
Get it online. Go look for it. You'll find it. Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah,
I've got tons of documents to show all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, the whole video went for 5 hours. I didn't realize. I know it was a long time. I didn't see all of it. I had to go to a meeting. Had to go to my exit meeting, which was why, you know, how wonderful are we and why are you leaving? Anyway, pretty much. He goes on to corpuscular A's. He actually gets away from this, but you can imagine where that whole rest of it is about.
You know, with the rich people not being in space.
Right. No, let's not move away from this crepuscular rays thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yet.
Because there's other ways to explain that too.
Yeah, let's do this because I've done the trig and the trig never works for
come
flat
back
Earth.
one.
But I'll share this to you so you can see.
You can do the same math and it would work out that the sun would.
Yeah, this was it. Yeah.
It's here, and
Why do
that
you need
tells
the
us
pixels?
the angular size of the moon, and that tells us the angular size of any one particular pixel.
I think it's just.
How is that a problem? What's wrong with that? There were no assumptions in that.
It was.
Well, the assumptions are the distance of the stars, knowing
the distance
that
of the stars was not a factor in this.
Well,
it was only
if
the
you're-
angular position of the stars in the celestial sphere.
Right. Well, okay.
Sorry, just where this is coming in, they were just talking about the, Astronomer Live and Red's Rhetoric video of the ISS passing and how they use that to determine its position and its distance.
Oh,
etc.
right, yeah.
You just so you know what they're talking about. And he said, oh, yeah, they assumed the size of the moon. And he's saying, no, they assumed angular size of the moon, not the size of the moon. Yeah.
How about I tell you, all right, you're sitting on a mountain and you look at the sun, and the sun is, having rays going down on Earth, and you can do the same math, and it would work out that the sun would be 3,000 miles up. You know, that to me.
You're going to need to show me that.
Well, that's just basic
Well,
trigonometry.
go ahead, show it to me. I can handle basic trigonometry. I'll get out my trigonometric slide rule.
Yeah, I don't even need that. You just need to take a picture of the sun that has rays, and you calculate the distance of the base. Okay. And then you can go with that based on the angle.
Let's do it right now.
We'll take a picture of the sun, grab one online. There's plenty of them.
Now, you won't hear it, but later on, this guy claims that he's good at maths and he's good at science. So
you said you'd get 3,000 miles. Clearly, you've done this, right?
The problem
you wouldn't say that you'd get 3,000 miles if you hadn't already done it.
He's sweating.
I would, yeah.
He's sweating.
There's plenty of people
Have you
saying
already
going
done
red.
it?
I did not do the math.
Okay, then
no, I
why
did not
would you make
grab
that ridiculous claim?
Those are the numbers that are out there
Because-
that the people did measure.
No, because you said the baseline. How do you know when you're looking at the crepuscular rays how wide the baseline is? How did you determine that? How did anybody determine that?
Yeah, well, you would have to measure it, right? But what I'm saying is
How?
that, what do you mean how?
How
measure
would
it?
you measure that in these crepuscular ray pictures where you're like, oh, you just take the width of the base, the linear width of the base. How many miles apart is the base of this triangle? How was that determined?
Okay, well, we can put a max. We can tell, well, it's impossible that it's more than, let's say, 50 kilometers, right? It's impossible. It would have to be less than that.
Okay.
So start with that.
Okay.
Take an
the
arbitrary
base is
number.
50 kilometers wide. Okay.
Take an arbitrary number. Okay, it can't be 50 kilometers. That would be absurd because it would be beyond the curve. Just take 3 kilometers, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Then what?
And then you have your angles. So you would have to measure what the angle is.
Okay.
And then after that, you do your math.
Okay.
That's just really all it is.
It's just magic.
All right, I'll draw it out here. I'm ready.
Yeah, draw it up. Yeah, go for it.
All right,
Do the math.
50, we're going to go with 50 kilometers as the baseline.
Go on then.
Do the math.
No, 50 kilometers would not be realistic because it would be beyond the curve. Let's just take 3 miles. That's what you can see.
So the width of this is 3 miles. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got the sun here, and you're saying this is going to be 3,000 miles high,
Give or take.
give or take. Okay. Give or take how much?
I have no idea. Let's do the math and I'll tell you after.
Okay, well, I mean, you declared 3,000 miles.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
so
the
we're gonna
number
go-
that I'm giving you.
What do we
Yeah,
got?
about 3,000.
3 kilometers.
Right. It could be, I don't know, it could be 10. Depends where you're standing. It depends
Let's
where
go
you're
with
taking the
10
math from.
kilometers. All right.
How many
And
times
he's
did you
saying-
changing his mind.
I've seen them where people measure it and it's 150 degrees.
You remember? He knows
No, it
about
could be 3
science.
miles, could be 10 kilometers. So who
But I
knows?
mean,
you know?
We still get the same answer somehow.
We do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it looks pretty
It
good.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
You know,
Now,
it's irrelevant.
now what?
Now what? What's
Now,
your angle?
What do we do next?
Well, you need to figure out what the angle is,
Well, 150.
or the ones at the bottom there. Depends. So 150.
I mean, we can divide that.
That would
triangle
give
in
you
half.
15 degree angle
15
each.
angle.
Well, to do it, we
15
want to have
angle.
a right triangle makes it easier, right? So we'll do that.
Well, you said 150 there. 150 is not a right triangle.
No, at the bottom we want. So right here, we're going to make a right triangle. at the
You can
bottom.
do that
We're
too
going
if
to
you
cut
want.
this in half. So the one
You
side
can-
is half of 150. The other side is half of 150, right?
You can do that too. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But that's already too much information. You don't
He
need all
doesn't have a
that.
clue,
We already
does he?
determined that both angles were 15 degrees to add up to 180. You know the distance of the base. You should be able to do the rest of the math. No?
Where's this 15 degrees coming from?
Well, your triangle has to add up to 180 degrees, right? So if you have 150 at the top, there's 30 degrees left between 2 angles.
Uh-huh.
That's 15 degrees each. Your drawing is not up to scale there. That's not a good drawing.
Well, yeah,
That's
it's not to scale.
150.
I'm
It's not
trying to-
150 degrees up there. Obviously not. No, yeah, that's very misleading. That's not even 80
Well,
degrees.
We can pick a different number. What
Well,
do you
no,
mean?
well, you could pick an accurate number. You know,
Okay,
that's
you
about
tell me. You're the one
that's about
that's
75 degrees there.
All right, well, we'll switch it to 75. All right.
Put 60. Put 60. Make it even.
60. All right.
It's keeps
All right, we have
changing.
60 degrees at the top there.
All right. So now
And
you have
that
60
means that
degrees.
each side of the triangle there, we have 30 degrees. Right? Because
No.
we're making this right triangle.
Oh,
here,
yes,
so-
there, yes. No,
because
never
it's
mind
easier
the
to do
right
the trig
triangle.
on the right triangle.
You don't need the right triangle. That's well, whatever. Do it like that.
How are you going to do the trig without
Do
the
it,
right
do it.
triangle then?
Do it. Whatever. Do it.
Are you going
Do
to
it.
you want to
It
use
doesn't-
law of signs?
No,
or
no,
something?
that's fine. That's fine. Go like
Right.
that. Yeah.
So we have this triangle here, and we have 10 kilometers, but it's only 5 on the one half. So we've got this triangle. It's
Hasn't got a clue.
90.
Right. So now you're about 10 kilometers high. So that's not going to work. Look, obviously that's not the right base, right? So the base may be more. Maybe the base is.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly got a problem if it's 10 kilometers. This width is going to have to not be 10. If you got, I don't know where you got the 10 kilometers high, but if this 10 kilometer base gives us a 10 kilometer high sun, then wouldn't we need a 5,000 kilometer base to get a 5,000 kilometer high sun?
Yeah, give or take. We
Okay,
wouldn't-
so in one photograph, is there a single photograph where the crepuscular rays show a 5,000 mile wide base?
No, but on the other hand, the picture is not like that. Look, I mean, it could be hundreds of kilometers. I don't know. It's hard to measure, right?
Well, the problem is that no
what I'm
predators
saying is that you
actually
kind of
ever...
proved my point there. You
Oh,
kind of proved
oh.
my point with the
Oh, no.
trigonometry where it doesn't work, right?
Of
Because
course it
the
doesn't
number-
work, and that's a problem for flat Earth. The trig
Well,
never works.
No, well, it's a problem for globe Earth too, look, because right now, the same thing that you were explaining to me a while ago, if we use it on a different model, now it doesn't work anymore, right? Oh, you can't have a base that's just 10 kilometers or 15. You'd have to have 5,000 kilometers. Well, yeah, of course, because it's nonsense, right? Now, anyhow, we could go on with
You
this.
got a line
forever, but again, it's all opinion, like it's opinion. We're looking at this. In my opinion, I think it's flawed. In your opinion, you think it's fine, whatever.
No, we're
But
talking
from
about
what I've
maths.
said
As much
so
as
far,
your
you know,
opinion.
with the rich people
just
not
is.
being in space,
Right, no,
Yeah, he goes.
let's not move away.
So he goes on and shows him some.
Rays are parallel, or very nearly parallel, actually.
Let's go back. You would have all seen this one
Right here. So here's a little video I did. You see that there?
right?
If crepuscular rays meet at the sun, right? Like in this one here, I've seen people say,
Right,
well,
so
you can
where's
do
the
you
sun
can
there?
do the trig on that, they say.
Let's say the clouds were not there. Where is the sun in the sky?
That's my question to the flat earthers.
Yeah. Well, put your
Yeah.
mouse where you think the sun is in that picture.
The sun would be up around in here, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't see it, but obviously.
I don't know if you see my cursor, but
Yes. Yeah.
people, you don't see my cursor, but you can imagine on YouTube land where it is. Okay, but so if crepuscular rays, right now here we see some crepuscular rays too. This is the same thing. See that? You can do the same thing. You can draw these shadows back to meet at the sun. All these shadows. See that? They're all splayed out like that.
Oh, look, the shadows don't appear
Right.
parallel either.
So what this shows definitely that these are not parallel, correct? To you?
Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, I mean, so you say they're not parallel, but oh crap, they're parallel.
Ooh.
You see, crepuscular
look.
rays are parallel, very nearly parallel, actually.
Yeah, again, that's an opinion.
No, that I mean,
Okay. Everything is an opinion if it doesn't
That's
agree
his
with.
pet way of dismissing anything. Just saying it's
Yeah.
an opinion.
That's an
Yeah.
opinion.
How's
yeah.
your opinion?
Yeah, I just proved something. Oh, that's an observation. Oh no, it's just an opinion.
that's measured actually. But
Well,
anyway,
it's
here's
measured
another
with
one.
That's
your
the other one I
variables,
like.
right?
Here's another one. You've got the crepuscular rays in the clouds there. You can trace those lines to where it appears to converge, right?
Mhm.
Right. And so when we explore this a little bit, we say, all right, well, let's find some crepuscular rays. And when you look backwards, you see how the eye reversed. When you look away from the sun, then they must splay out continually from behind you, right? They must continue to appear to get wider, because if the rays are actually doing that, then they must continue to appear to get wider when you face the opposite direction. So we can test that. This is a hypothesis we can test. I took this video myself out driving around somewhere, and we saw this. So here we can see the bottom one. I enhanced the contrast. You can see it's splaying out there. And then I turned around the other direction. And when I face the other direction, I see that they don't converge. They don't diverge. They actually converge. How is that possible? It doesn't match the diagram. Right? They did not continue to diverge, as crepuscular rays must do. But here we have another one here. I'll just show you this one here. If that's like in the clouds there, which is what many claim, then
I hope you all know that one. He goes on. I'll have to sit down. I missed most of all this stuff here, so I don't know if anyone watch it all the way through or listen to it.
Never had time to watch it all.
No, they went on to. I think I caught it back up about here somewhere, and they talked about he's talking about all the videos in space. That they use fisheye lens and all that, and he knows that they're not
trying to get your ideas down.
the proper lens, etc. And then he says,
cloud. So there's a cloud mountain there peaking in the middle. Is what you're saying?
Well, no. You can see here that the whole thing, like at this altitude, you were supposed to have a pretty significant.
Sounds to me like you claimed there was a cloud mountain.
Yeah. And yeah, he got caught out saying.
So now I'll give you the details that are not in there. Most of these are at between
That's not the
110 and 130,000 feet.
Hold on, the one
just
from
to
March
give you
24.
perspective.
The one from March direction.
That's it. On March
That's the one.
Lens.
I don't know.
But that 15-second video, but it's actually more from the actual source video slowed down. But you see that little wire
I didn't
sticking
slow
out
it
at a
down.
diagonal?
Yeah. Yeah.
That tells us that's a unique thing about that particular video. So I know what video that is. So you said this is a lens, this is a camera that is not fisheyed. That's your claim.
Yeah, because the center line is here. I would still claim that that is not. And if you're going to show me the video, just keep in mind there are different shots and angles from those balloons, right? So sometimes they stick two cameras.
You can tell because of where that little diagonal wire is. Do you see that? All right, you can stop your share. I will show.
So this was the expert who knew for certain.
And if are you talking about this here? No?
Nope.
And
Yeah, that
little-
wire. That
yeah,
wire
yeah,
coming
that,
up from the
okay.
from the
Yeah, I get it.
right. All right.
Okay. My way to explain this is because it's right on the border of the lens. So even if you do have a flat lens, depending on the camera, it's like quality. You got good quality flat lens, and then you got that.
All right,
But
you
at the
very
end of the day,
specifically claimed that is not a fisheye.
it's not a fisheye lens. It is not.
So
It's
you
not
say
a
it's a
fisheye
good,
lens.
it's a good quality rectilinear lens based on your.
It's a bad
amazing-
quality. It's a bad
amazing
quality.
research.
No, it's a bad quality rectangular lens. Yeah, it's a bad quality. Yeah,
Why?
it's not a good quality one
Rectangular
because you do
lens.
see a bit of distortion here on the sides,
Uh-huh.
and that's why I rather post videos that it bobbles, because when it bobbles, you can tell the amount of curve in the lens.
Yeah, but this video here you posted has solid evidence. All right, so I'll show
Yeah,
you.
well, it is. It's 99% flat. It's still more flat than the curve, right?
All right,
It is
all
a
right.
flat lens. It's a cheap flat lens.
Here we go. Hold on.
It's not the best, but it's still flat,
All right.
regardless
he
of how
know?
you look at it,
There-
right?
There's your
Yeah.
there's your tweet.
Well, he's an expert.
Right.
Of course.
Here's the video.
How do you know
See
it's
that?
cheap
Got that same
lens?
wire. See that? Right? You see that wire? It's the same
I
video.
see the wire. Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
same camera position.
Okay. What are we looking at?
Uh-oh. There's different different parts from that video that you did not include. You maybe didn't receive that part of the video, but this is
Yeah,
from that
but-
same video. You can tell it's got that same wire. Look at
Yeah,
And-
that doesn't.
that. And here is
Show me the. Yeah, let's take a quick look at the video. So obviously that's not
so
the
you didn't
shot.
do your research.
That wasn't the shot. I don't know what research you want me to do. I'm sharing
That
flat.
wasn't the shot. Right here. Let's look right here. You see this? We got that wire going in there. The same wire. Right? Let's go back to the beginning in here. See that wire?
Yeah.
And there we go. That's
Yeah, well, it
heavy
looks-
barrel distortion. But
Yeah,
you said it
looks
was
like a
not.
very- Hey, sorry. Did you want me to apologize? You can go check the other one. The other 10 videos I shared.
I want
No,
you,
just to admit you're wrong.
You might- you
You don't have to
might-
apologise, just to admit you're wrong.
And then he goes on to say, I was trying to prove my point, so I just found something that proved my point. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem. Oh, no. I've got
Yeah.
you've got a he basically says, I've got a pre-concluded conclusion, and I'm just find stuff to present for it. Oh, yes. Anyway, I think you get the gist. That is a long video, that one. But yes, he's not quite a Marissa, but he's getting there.
I'll do that.
I won't go into more of that.
Yeah, well, Paul's right. Paul's right. I mean, he's classic Dunning-Kruger, isn't he? Absolute classic
Yeah.
Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah.
Thinks he knows everything, but absolutely knows nothing at all.
No, that's right.
And there was a small bit I was listening to a little bit on the way home from work today, right?
Yeah.
And it takes me about 15 minutes to drive home. And he was talking about, they were talking about space and nebulas and supernovas and stuff like that.
Oh, I missed
He
that
was,
bit.
he was claiming to know the meaning of all these words. And every time he'd get it wrong. But he'd claim that, and Toon would correct him on it and he'd say, no, you're wrong. I know that I'm 100% right. I know I'm right, this guy would say, like, that's just typical Dunning-Kruger,
Yes, all the way through, he's just talking about that. Yes, he's smart and he knows this stuff. He's like, yes.
I mean, Matt, ask you this: like, when a star goes supernova and it ejects the shell of gas that surrounds it, what do you call that shell of gas that surrounds that star that's gone supernova?
Well, I off the top of my head, I honestly can't remember. Don't know.
Call it
Not going to guess.
nebula?
Can't remember.
A
Nebula. That's it.
Nebula?
Sorry, nebula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he didn't call it a nebula. He said that's a supernova, not realizing that supernova is what the star actually does. That's
the process.
It's the process that creates the nebula that surrounds the star that's gone supernova.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Dear. I think after listening to that, I had a couple other things to do, but yeah, they're just more flurf and derf. Thought we'd do something a little bit more intellectual. So, I've worked out the most annoying thing we could do. Well, in my opinion, is we could do this IQ test, knowing full well that when we get to the end, it won't tell us what our result is.
Oh, dear.
Because you know how all these IQ tests online, you take them and then you get to the end and you got to pay money for them to give you the results. So, you did
Yeah, I love the IQ tests, like the online ones, when it asks you 10 questions, and then it gives you your IQ score out of 10 questions.
Oh yeah. This one's meant to be. This one's meant to be a proper one. So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't read that.
No, I just realised that's a bit small. Let me see if I make it bigger.
I didn't see it.
Make it bigger. We can make that bigger, I'm sure. Yeah,
That's better. Well, not quite. Yeah, there you go.
How about that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. The word mineral can be spelled using only the letters found in the word parliament. True or false?
True.
Let me do it. The word mineral can be spelled using only the letters found in the word parliament.
Yes.
False.
False. Okay. What letter isn't in parliament?
Let's have a look. Oh, no, you can do actually, but it says only the letters found in the word parliament.
Yeah.
Hang on, the word mineral can be spelled using only the letters found in the word parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's probably other words.
I'm sure there are other words, but they're not asking about those, are they, Matt?
No, no, I suppose not. But okay, all right. I'm not following the question.
This sequence of 4 words, triangle, glove, clock, bicycle, corresponds to this sequence of numbers 3, 5, 12, 2. True or false?
True.
True. Do you get it, Matt? 3 angles in a triangle, 5 fingers in a glove, 12 numbers on a clock, and 2 wheels on a bicycle. 5, 3, 5, 12, 2. True?
Yeah.
Yeah. You there? Oh, it's gone quiet. Sorry, Matt. Okay. Looks like it's just you and I, Paul. 27 minutes before 7 o'clock. It's 33 minutes past 5 o'clock. True?
No.
No. Okay. Where are you gone, Matt? Oh, he's got something else. The word because can be spelt. I know that. Why take it if you're not going to find the IQ test? You don't need to know. You just do it for the fun of working it out. Because you can be spelled using the first 5 letters of the word following sentence. Big elephants can always understand small elephants. B-E-C-A. I got to check because obviously spelling's not my best thing. A-U-S-E. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
If written backwards, the number 1,125 will be written 5,211. 1,100. True, yeah. What's this IQ test? Yeah, it's just something to do. Gary is only $48. If he borrows $57 from Jane and $15 from Jill, he can buy a bicycle that cost $127, disregarding tax. Well, that seems a bit basic for a 15. No, that would be false, would it not? 15 plus 57 doesn't come anywhere near $120. Oh no, he has $48 in the first place. So what's that? 48, yeah.
$120,
$120, yeah.
True,
yeah. If a round analog clock featuring the numbers 1 to 12 is hung on the wall upside down, the minute hand will point to the right of the viewer when the clock reads 2:45. 2:45. Yes, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a very good IQ test, I've got to admit. They don't do true and false like this on IQ tests. Well, not the ones I've done. If the
No.
word QAnon is understood to mean the same word as den, Quain? Okay. Then the sentence is grammatically correct. Looking out from my den, I could see a wolf enter den. Would be false.
Yeah.
Should be the den. If Richard looks into a mirror and touches his left ear with right hand, and Richard's image seems to touch his right ear with his left hand. Hang on. Richard looks into a mirror and touches his left ear with his right hand.
Yeah.
And then Richard's image seems to touch his right ear
True.
with his left hand. Yeah, true.
Mm.
I think that's right, isn't it, Paul? Yeah, I think about that one.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me?
Well, just
No,
an
it's true.
affirmation.
I mean, just imagine yourself standing in front of a mirror. You know what are you going to be looking at?
Yeah, because
And
Paul,
it's going to look as if he's touching your image, your reflection looks like he's touching his right ear, but you're not.
because Paul, your handle is not cursed by looking after ducks, is it?
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, I think it's true, isn't it? As if I'm just visualizing that again. So the image,
Yeah.
if you're looking at the image and the image is right here, would be touched with the left hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you leave the letters in the same order but rearrange the spaces in the phase them eats on, it can read as them at son. Them at, yes, true. We're just saying this is not a proper IQ test. That's not how they function IQ tests at all. So I wouldn't pay
It's
money.
not true or false, is it? An IQ test?
No. And they look like they're all true and false too. I'll give it one more page. If it doesn't improve, I'll move on. Each of the words auctioned, education, and cautioned use the same letters. Yes.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Yeah, false, true. It's true, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm wrong. John weighs 85 pounds. Jeff weighs 105 pounds. Yeah. Jake weighs 115 pounds. Two of them standing together on the same scale would weigh 200 pounds.
Yeah, because John weighs 85 and Jake weighs 115, so those two would add up to 200 pounds, wouldn't it? So, true.
It's not very hard, is it?
No.
11 vowels disappearing in a sentence. Appearing in this sentence, the letter A. The seventh vowel appearing in this sentence. Yeah, it's like that's not an IQ test. It's just counting out the vowels. So you got one there, one there, one there. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 7th. No, false. 9 chickens, 2 dogs, and 3 cats have a total of 40 legs. Couldn't care less. Not going to think about that one. 16. Oh, well,
Come on, that's easy to calculate. Come on,
it is.
Timbo.
It's just not challenging.
9 chickens is 18, plus 2 dogs is 4, is 22, plus 3 cats, 22 plus...
2 dogs? How many legs do the dogs have, Matt?
Well, what did I say?
2 dogs have 8 legs.
So 18 here, right?
Well, 4 legs each, yeah. That's what I sort of meant.
So 18 here. 8 here, so that's 24.
18 plus 8.
3 cats is another 12. So
Since when is 18 plus 8 24?
Well, since I got false.
26.
Jesus.
It's not 40 though. Correct? Not 40?
No, it's not 40.
Yeah, that's what I said a while ago.
Yeah. I thought we already established that.
16 hours of one day, 20. It was sort of like I got didn't get anything close to 40, didn't bother. 16 hours in one day, 20 days are to June's length. 16 hours in one day. 16 hours to 24. April, May, June.
Yes.
Is that a yes? Hang on. Is that the right percentage? No.
Is it?
So 20 days.
Yeah, no. Why are you listening to what I'm saying?
I'm not.
I'm
20
testing
days
you.
have. 20 days. I know. That's why I'm very careful about what I was about to say next.
Yeah,
April,
exactly.
May, June. 30 days have September, April, June. So June has 30 days for certain, yeah. Just have to read
What?
that out again just to make sure.
What simple fraction is 16 out of 24?
Yeah, it's 20, 2/3 of 30 or not.
Yeah, it is.
So 2/3, yes, true.
Yes, true.
It's okay. You probably realised I lost interest when it became the boring. It became such a boring, no true and false answers. In English alphabet, there are exactly 4 letters between the letter M and G. I don't think. Hang on, is that right? I think I've done this one before. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N. Yeah, that's what I thought. It didn't sound anything close to that. Oh,
What?
No. It's,
Yeah.
I just clicked the wrong. So no, Paul, I just clicked the wrong button. I said it was false. I said it was 6. If not tan. If the word tan is written under the word sly, and the word tot, this is actually a little bit more interesting. And the word tot is written under the word tan. Yeah. Then the word sat is formed diagonally. Assuming that you only wrote tan once.
True.
Yeah, in this particular one.
Yeah.
So yes, that is true. But only if you assume that tan is only written once, and not 2 times.
Well, it says the word tan. You can't really assume it's anything else, really, can you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. By removing 7 letters from the word motherhood, the word home can be formed. Well, if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 letters in that, and you take 7, then you're only going to get rid of 3 letters, so it can't be right. Correct? Did I count that correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 10 minus 7 is 3, and you need 4 letters for home, so there's no way you could do it.
Well,
yeah. If thumb is a finger, then 3 gloves and 3 shoes normally would hold 35 fingers and toes. 3, 6. 3 gloves, 3 shoes. No. 6, 5, that's 30. No, false. The words every, how, and hand ever can form a common compound using the word respectively. 1 ever finger more. Hang on. Every one. However, finger hand is not a compound word. Or is there one that I'm missing? Hand, finger, finger, hand? False. Okay. If there's not better questions, next page. If you're not. Moving on. They're all true, false.
They're all true and false. It's not a very good IQ test.
This
no.
And this was meant to be from. Hang on, let me go back to the beginning. What do they call themselves? The IQ something or other. Hang on. I don't even say. Nah. Get rid of that one. Don't like them. When I found them, I think they said they were from the IQ Society or something or other, but nah, it's crap. World's leading IQ test. No, I think you're a lie. Big lie. Okay. Entertaining quizzes. No one else has got a quiz? Oh, I meant to ask you, Paul. Did you have a quiz?
No, I didn't.
No, it's all right. I wasn't
haven't had
expecting.
time.
Wasn't expecting you to, but I was just went to ask you before. Okay, well, let's find something. Get more. Okay, it's only 20 questions. Let's see if we can get more than 15 right in this trivia quiz.
I've got to hang on. I've got to head on, guys. I've got
Okay.
things going on here now, so I keep
No
getting
problem, mate.
disturbed. So I'll
Righto,
catch you
mate.
guys then. See you later.
Sure.
Have a good one.
That's
Bye.
okay. Give the peanuts for this one. I think I'm pretty confident both you and Paul know the answer to this question. What the end of the shoelace is called? I'll give you a couple of seconds, peanuts. Anyone going to tell me what the end of a... you can go A, B, C if you want. It is weird. It is weird. Fleetwood Mac. Yes, that's the correct answer. I take it when you say Fleetwood Mac, you mean Aglet. Which of these paper sizes is larger, A4 or A2? I know for certain Blue can answer that question.
Yeah. A2.
A2, Blue? Yep. I'll take it.
Hey, hell, I don't know. We don't use A paper.
Oh, no, use those size paper. What size are you using? Are you using the EDF system?
So what answer did you pick for question 1?
I said Aglet.
What?
Isn't that an Aglet?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for that part of the
I
shoelace.
agree with it.
Yeah. It's not a Fleetwood Mac. No. A2 is it's not the largest, it's the larger of those two sizes.
Of those two, yeah.
So, Blue, what size paper are you using? You're not using A sizes or B sizes?
No, we don't. Well, drawing sizes are different. We have an A drawing.
Are you using the
but
A,
not
B?
an A1 or 2 or 3 or 4.
Using the A,
We
B,
have
D.
an A, a B, a C, a D, and an E.
Yeah, I have come across that. But yeah, no. Obviously, we use the metric sizes. Although technically yours are metric too, they're just nominated.
We don't use no stinking metric.
Use decimal feet. I use transfer.
Exactly.
That's right. Used for transporting liquid. What are these known as?
Pipettes.
Pipettes, this one? Or pipettes?
Pipettes.
Top one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Which of these shades of... That is an ad, isn't it? Yeah. Which of these shades of beige is different from the others? Oh, that's a tricky question in there. I reckon it's that one.
That's what it looks like on my monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it right. So, yeah. Which of the following is not commonly found in dust? Pollen, skin cells, chalk. Well, chalk. That's being where I was going with. Right. Okay. Oh, I don't know the answer to this one. Oh, I could probably work it out. Which of these potatoes is a russet? I'm guessing it's the one in the middle. Anyone else know? Because I'm pretty sure it's not those two. Because I think that's a Devon... Not Devondale. So, I'm going in the middle. Okay, here's your chance, Peanuts. C, you reckon it's the one on the far right, Judy?
No, I'd call them Pontiacs.
Yeah, I don't think they're... Except mass question. Middle, says middle. Okay. Yep, there we go. Just to confirm. How many European countries start with a vowel?
Oh.
Okay. 9, 11, or 14? Well, how many European countries are there? at least, what, 12, 15 now, or something or other? Well, depends. I don't know. I reckon it's... I'm going to guess 9. Anyone else wanted to guess something else? No, there we go. Got that one wrong. Alabama, Andorra, Armenia, Austria, Estonia, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Ukraine. Oh, no, they're wrong. UK's not part of Europe anymore. It is, but, you know. How does the second...
What?
Because they got out of the EU. I was saying it.
No.
They're not part of the EU. I know. It's all right. I was just... it was... I was just thinking, oh, that joke's going to be boring because Matt's not here. And he could never go say, oh, we're part of Europe still. Yeah, anyway, no. So it fell flat. How does the second class stamp cost in the UK? I don't know. Any ideas?
Wouldn't have a clue.
No. Let's just go with logic. No, there you go, 55. Which of these Shakespeare characters does not appear in Romeo and Juliet? Balthazar, Benvolio, and Bathysus? Bathinus, I think the last one is. Balthazar. I think Balthazar's in Juliet. I don't know about the other two. Anyone else?
No idea.
No idea. Okay. My guesses haven't been very good tonight. Okay. I should have gone with him because I didn't know who he was. Which of these fonts is Helvetica? That one. What?
No, Timbo. I was just about to say, don't click that one.
Helvetica.
Oh, dear. Yeah, that's Times New Roman.
Oh, that one's
Yeah.
Helvetica is a sans serif font. So
I thought it had serif.
No. Helvetica is without serifs.
I haven't used it for so long. Okay, got that one wrong. Ballpoint Pen Company, BIC, was founded in what year? Oh. No idea really here. It was one of the early companies though. Did they have ballpoint pens during First and Second World War? I can't visualise any in the Second World War. No, yeah, they had fountain pens in the Second World War.
I'll say 45.
45? Well, Larry reckons 25, but I reckon, 45. Okay, which of these was the flag of Libya from, I don't know. Red or green? Take a pick. Yeah. 25. No, we already established that one. I don't know. What colour is the Libyan flag now? Green. There you go. What is missing on this dartboard? Darts. Okay, who
12.
plays dart? 12? There you go. Find the missing jigsaw piece. I'm not sure if these are made smaller, but
No. Third one, I think.
I thought it was this one. See the edge of this baked bean here, lining up with that edge of that baked bean. A little bit missing here, lines up with a little bit missing there. So I'm going to go that one. There we go. Okay. That does not say SOS. And since there's only 2 options, I'm going with that one. Yeah. Which of these clouds is a Altocumulus. Okay, who's good on clouds? Blue, do you have to do clouds as your...
Yeah, I think the one on the right probably.
Yeah, I'd go with that one too.
Yeah. Okay. Which of the wood is most expensive? Dalbergia or Bocot? I can't say I've heard of either of them.
I'm not sure.
Nerdalite said that last cloud question, it was Crete. I don't know. I'm guessing. I'll go that one. There you go. Bocot. Okay. Which US state is home to the largest DMV department office? DMV in office. What do you reckon? California, New York, or Texas? I mean, if I was guessing, I would have thought Los Angeles, which is California, yeah? More cars.
Why not?
More cars in California than anywhere else? Yeah. Okay. Which of these roundabouts was voted 2015 Roundabout Appreciation Society? Do you know about the Roundabout Appreciation Society? Because funnily enough, I do. Do you know what it comprises?
One person's opinion.
Yeah, this one guy who lives in England. Every year he goes and says, "Oh, looks at photos and says, oh, I like this one." They had this big thing because one of the roundabouts in Canberra there was a rainbow roundabout got voted a couple of years ago, and the big thing in the paper and all this sort of stuff about, oh yeah, the Roundabout Association has voted this the best roundabout this year. So there was like this big prize and competition. It was just one guy looked at a whole lot of photos and said, oh yeah, let's pick this one this year. So I don't know in 2015 which one it was. I'm going to guess that. Oh no, it was the other one. In what year was the modern traffic cone invented? I have no idea. And that's not a modern traffic cone. I'm going to go. When did cars really hit the scene? Were there traffic cones in Second World War that you can think of? Let's go with that one. Silly ads. Get out of the ads. That's it? No, that's it. What do you think? What did we get? What did we get? Oh, 15 out of 20. You scored better than 95%. Anyway, so we could get 15 out of 20. Okay, that was a silly quiz. Let's listen to something a bit more sensible. Did you see oh, that one? Oh, did I get rid of it? I did too. PhD Tony had another video about which was the next one coming from that last one he did. Obviously. Flirt slides tell plumb lines are all parallel. Oh, that's the other thing. Did you see there's a 1000th show video by Bev Blue?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did he invite you over to discuss all the videos he's made with you involved?
No.
No. Surely. Surely he should give you $1 for every time he mentions you in a video, shouldn't he?
Well, he begs on a daily basis for people to come to his Discord, but he's not having a lot of luck with it.
No, funny enough.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was getting a huge fan base for his 1000th video. Yeah. Oh, well, let's see what our friend PhD Tony says.
Audio.
So, man?
Audio.
Audio. Yeah, push play.
Yeah, you're on mute.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Lies Flurfs Tell. Today's episode is all about the Flurf claim that all plumb lines are parallel. This question was actually answered several centuries ago during early attempts to precisely determine Earth's shape. So I'm going to start this video with a brief historical overview of that subject. In 1687, Isaac Newton published his magnum opus, Principia Mathematica.
Scary painting.
This publication inspired scientists to apply Newton's results and methods to as yet unanswered questions, one of which was the shape of the Earth. On one side, Newton and his adherents suggested that the Earth was an oblate spheroid, flattened at the poles. The alternative position was that the Earth was a prolate spheroid, flattened at the equator. This view was held by a family of French cartographers called the Cassinis and none other than René Descartes. Working out which of these groups was correct came down to carefully analysing what we mean by a degree of latitude. In formal terms, a degree of latitude is the north-south distance one must travel to change the maximum altitude of a fixed celestial object by 1 degree. We normally think of 1 degree of latitude as corresponding to about 111 kilometers or 69 miles. But that's actually an average value, and it's not exactly correct. And in reality, the length of a degree of latitude will vary as you move north or south. And it was quickly realized that that variation could be used to answer this question. If Earth is prolate, then angles of altitude to celestial objects change most quickly at the poles and more slowly at the equator, which is to say that degrees of latitude will be shorter at the poles and longer at the equator. If the Earth is oblate, on the other hand, the situation is exactly reversed. So to answer this question once and for all, the French Academy of Sciences decided to send out 2 expeditions. One under the leadership of Anders Celsius, yes, that's Celsius, and Pierre Maupertuis to Lapland, and a second under the leadership of Pierre Bouguer and Charles de la Condamine to what is now Ecuador. It is this second expedition, which was actually the first to depart in 1735, that we will be concentrating on. Formerly, the expedition was under the leadership of Louis Gaudin, but his main contribution seems to have been to spend most of the expedition's original funding in a Caribbean brothel. The worthwhile science that the expedition undertook was spearheaded by La Condamine and Bouguer. Gaudin's cousin, who was also on the expedition as a map maker, would marry a local woman called Isabelle. She would later become famous for slogging barefoot and alone through the Amazon basin to try and reunite with her husband, and her story is genuinely extraordinary and the subject of multiple books. I can't even begin to do her justice here, but please do read up on her. It's well worth the effort. But I digress. The expedition's plan was to map a transect from Quito in the north to Cuenca in the south, and meticulously triangulate this transect to determine the length of a degree of latitude. Rather optimistically, they initially estimated that this task would take about 6 months. But the ruggedness of the topography and the harshness of the climate meant that it ended up taking them 10 years. While these delays were intensely frustrating, they gave the group time to consider other scientific problems. In particular, Bouguer was fascinated by a particular problem in surveying. There are 2 ways to determine the location of a given point on Earth's surface. One is to take careful angular observations of the elevation of celestial objects at particular times, and the second is to calculate the position of the target using surveying techniques. In an ideal world, these 2 techniques should give identical results, but in practice, they don't. Bouguer set up a site on Mount Chimborazo, and after careful analysis identified a deviation of 7 arcseconds between the surveyed coordinates and the celestial coordinates of this site. He suggested that this deviation might be a result of gravitational attraction due to the mountain range and its influence on the plumb line that he had used to align his celestial observations. But he was far from certain about this and suggested that more observational evidence needed to be gathered. During the famous survey of the Mason-Dixon line several decades later, persistent discrepancies between the surveyed and the celestial coordinates were noted. But these discrepancies were not random, as would be expected for some sort of measurement noise. These were systematic. Henry Cavendish suggested that these discrepancies were due to the gravitational influence of the Allegheny Mountains on the plumbobs and spirit levels used by the surveyors. It was this hypothesis that Neville Maskelyne was intending to test when he proposed the Schehelian experiment. In this experiment, he was able to demonstrate that the discrepancy between the celestial and the surveyed coordinates acted in the opposite sense when the apparatus was moved to the other side of the mountain. The same phenomenon was observed during the Great Trigonometrical Survey of the 19th century, in which the British authorities surveyed India. In this case, the discrepancy between celestial and surveyed coordinates seemed to indicate that the plumbobs were being deflected by the Himalayas. A skeptical observer might ask, why are we assuming that the celestial coordinates are wrong and the surveyed coordinates are right? Well, the simple answer is, we checked. In the Great Trigonometrical Survey, a baseline of known length was propagated using surveying techniques a distance of 600 kilometres, and the resulting error was less than 20 centimetres for a baseline more than 11 kilometres long. Modern instruments and techniques are vastly more accurate. So the discrepancies between surveyed and celestial coordinates are not produced by surveying errors. So the problem lies with the celestial coordinates, and in particular, the assumption that plumb lines are orthogonal to the reference surface. To illustrate this point more clearly, here is a schematic diagram. Objects accelerating under the influence of gravity move along the plumb line, which is normal to the gravitational equipotential surface. In general, objects do not fall towards Earth's geometric center. In other words, they do not fall normal to the reference ellipsoid. For the purposes of this diagram, I have hugely exaggerated the discrepancies between the plumb lines and the normals to the ellipsoid. In reality, these deviations are much smaller than shown here. I've just done it this way so that you can see what's going on. So we've known about deviations of the plumb line for nearly 300 years now. And this phenomenon is known in the surveying literature as deflection of the vertical, or vertical deflection. And observations of this phenomenon have been used to further our understanding of the geometry of Earth's gravitational field. We can further demonstrate that these deflections are due to gravitational effects by using gravimetric instruments to measure the gravitational field where these deflections are observed. The reality is that we don't need anything so sophisticated to demonstrate that plumb lines are not parallel. If plumb lines were parallel, then reciprocal zenith angles accurately measured between two survey monuments would always add up to 180 degrees. In reality, we observed that reciprocal zenith angles between widely separated monuments always add up to more than 180 degrees. This single observation simultaneously proves that plumb lines are not parallel, but also that Earth cannot be flat. Again, this is well understood in the surveying literature and widely applied. I'm including a handful of references here just to rub it in the faces of any flat earthers who have made it this far. But the reality is that any discussion of reciprocal zenith angles that I could provide
Blue Marble,
would
you
be
gotta mention.
pathetically shallow compared to the analyses that have already been done by Jesse Kozlowski and Blue Marble Science. I'm pretty sure that anybody who's reached my channel is already aware of these two titans of the debunking field, but just in case, I've put some links in the description. So that might be about it for this discussion. In summary, in this video I showed that for more than 300 years we have been aware of gravitational deflection of plumbobs. In surveying literature, this is known as vertical deflection or deflection of the vertical, and it has been studied meticulously. This alone is sufficient to demonstrate that the claim that all plumb lines are parallel is simply false. To this we can add the observation that accurately measured reciprocal zenith angles between widely separated monuments always add up to more than 180 degrees. Another reliable, repeatable observational data set that directly contradicts the assertion that plumb lines are parallel. So the next time you hear a flat earther spewing this nonsense, you'll be in a position to demonstrate that they're talking out of their arse. Okay, so that's where I'm going to call it today. Thank you so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I hope you'll join me next time when I'll be discussing the next flat earth lie, sea level is flat.
Yes, there was sea line about sea level.
Thank you, Tony.
There you go, you got a good mention there. What's that about? Oh, sorry. I wondered what this one on the top corner was, but that was the thumbnail for Flat Earth Threads. I was a bit worried what had snuck into my feeds there for a bit.
If you want to have a laugh, go to Bev's his show from yesterday, and just have a look at the comments.
Okay, hang on a sec. Funny enough, I'm not subscribed. I can get it from here. It's all right. And down the bottom. So this is the straight line obfuscation one. One that's called straight line obfuscation, which was let me see. Let's see if we can pull it up. Let's see.
No.
Not this one. Oh yeah, Blue Marble Science 16 hours ago. Is that the one?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read those comments. That's it. Brother.
Let's see what else we get. You're right. I'll read them out while you get the phone. This line fetish of yours is getting out of hand, Bev. We all recognise that a straight line in Euclidean geometry is the shortest distance between 2 points, yet you continually strawman what's been said. We also know that the shortest distance between 2 points on a spherical surface is geodetic. Nobody thinks your claims it's a straight line in Euclidean space is... Nobody thinks or claims it's a straight line in Euclidean space. In spherical geometry, which exists whether you like it or not, it's the closest thing to the straight line, only in the sense that you have the shortest distance between 2 points. But it's a segment of a great circle, everybody... excuse me. But it's a segment of a great circle, and everybody knows that none of us denies it. You and your cult. The problem is that you can't or won't address the simple fact that the line lies on two parallel planes. Read more. Oh, goes on. The angles, therefore, the lines zenith are not parallel. They diverge. That on the right side, on the side where the angles are more than two right angles and converge on the opposite side. The zeniths are clearly radial, not parallel. Since the zeniths diverge in horizontal, it defines as a perpendicular to zenith. Horizontal lines cannot be parallel. Instead of the strawman argument you continue to make, how about offering a genuine geometric or mathematical argument refuting anything that I just said? How about a legitimate argument as how all 7 of McDonald's observatory reciprocal zenith angles measurements sum to a constant considerably more than 180 degrees if all of the verticals are parallel? Maybe you can explain the same observation in the transcendental triangulation, where long measurements exceed 180 by 2 degrees, 21 minutes. I bet you have a better luck explaining how the measured zenith angles on the radio tower beacon that is 40 feet higher than the theodolite exceeds 90 degrees. You literally have to look horizontally to see the object 400 feet higher than you are. That's a drop you've shown us at Blackpool and Bedford, but precisely measured. You can address any of that, Bev. Will you even try? No would be the short answer. Okay, what have we got? Bev says, you should make a video detailing what you think Jesse and Larry have taught you about what people pretend to measure, the impossible, and what that proves to you. Go in peace with your globe.
Yeah, there's Bev's answer. Oh, goodness. Apparently he doesn't have an answer.
No.
Nah. And then he answers, Flat Earth Math, you have a team. I hope you are aware that the fact that you're only using Euclidean geometry and in no way wish to attempt to disprove the most perfect axiomatic system ever developed based around reality and foundational mathematics, or just about every practical application known to man. Please do not let your delusional assumptions fool you into thinking that you have a valid point. You don't. Get your team together. You have work to do. Yeah. obviously he and Flat Earth Math have a little conversation back and forth.
There's a lot of back and forth that goes on, but I just thought that was rather interesting that I'd laid out a fairly detailed argument, and Bev comes back and basically says, okay. I got nothing.
Nah, yeah, he's got nothing. That was only 1 hour, that one. Yeah. Sorry, how many views did he get? 21 views. Oh dear. 21 likes, 172 views, 80 hours. Okay. I'll have to check his analytics out. Well, apart from just forcing it to go longer, I don't have much, but we do have Everett. I haven't watched. You put Everett on. It's always good to finish off with an Everett.
Every single ancient civilization is trying to tell you that the Earth is a plane and it's protected.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
I mean, not only do they have it in logos, but here's the Tree of Life with a flat Earth map with a dome above it.
In the meantime, would you mind leaving us?
Why should we leave you?
Because we don't like you. No.
A 747 is almost as large as the International Space Station. When at cruising altitude of 5 miles, a 747 appears as a small speck in the sky. But we are expected to believe that we can see the International Fake Station at 50 times that height. It's things like this when their narrative starts to fall apart.
Yes, hello. I'd like to buy 400 blister packs of Actifed or similar pseudoephedrine-based decongestant.
Why?
I have a cold. Achoo.
I mean, don't get mad at me. I'm just pointing out the obvious here. Where's all the video?
What, do you live under a rock?
But you're not really surprised when you see an elementary school art project like this.
Nah, I'm just kidding you. I thought it'd be funny if you thought I was fucking retarded. You asshole! Come here, you bastard!
The truth is, everything these guys tell you is a lie.
That's rich. Go on.
Anyone notice any issues about Earth and Earth?
No, not really.
Why is the United States so big in this one?
What a noob.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Because every single picture of the Earth from space is fake!
I think he's sleepwalking.
You're just going with it.
One of my favorite things about decoding this special, interesting life that we all live in this place that's so special that they want to hide from us.
They will kick you off of Twitter if you question their beliefs. They cancel comedians to defend them. They get rid of professors with different points of view.
Is finding the symbolism within the words and the logos and symbols that they use every day right in front of our face.
I mean, making crap up.
Who's they? Nobody knows who they are. We just have to listen to them.
Solar system. Well, solar system is just to lure your soul away from God.
That
makes no sense.
And you believe in space. Solar system.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, maybe it is stupid, but it's also dumb.
It blows your mind when you start really breaking shit down.
I like to eat ice cream, and I really enjoy a nice pair of slacks. Years later, a doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48 and am what some people call mentally retarded.
A soul, yes. Well, they're still out there, I'm afraid. Lucky I don't. That's why I don't go to TikTok. Couldn't put up with that. Well, I think I might call it an early night, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's that time. Put together something on Saturday, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'll
Paul,
definitely have a quiz for Saturday.
Do you want to just do a music quiz and I'll organise a trivia quiz, or would you like to do both?
I'll see how I go. I'll definitely do a music quiz.
Yeah. I'll see how I go. We'll organise something one way or another. But if you've got a music quiz, that'd be great. Good to have that.
Yeah, I'll definitely do one of those.
Yeah. Oh, so if you guys want to come and have fun with Paul's music quiz, come and see us on Saturday. Otherwise, thanks for coming, and we'll catch you then. Thanks, Peanuts. You guys want to say goodnight to the Peanuts?
Yeah.
Good.
See you later, Peanuts.
Okay. See you guys then. That's the end.